Or you just put the wrong
Hello,
ingredients
ladies
in
and
and then die
gentlemen.
from cyanide.
Welcome to my new stream. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, your host, your doctor for this evening's surgery. Welcome to my operating theater. I am Dr. John Wolfenstein, and today we have a fantastic surgery for you to enjoy today. Dungeons and Dragons. What better surgery to perform? But, of course, with me are my co-doctors, because Dungeons & Dragons is not a game that can be played or dissected alone. So, before we get into that, though, we will be going over some announcements. First off, if you are looking for a game to play, and you don't mind paying a little bit, I am looking for players in my Descent into Avernus campaign. It is a $15 per session game, however, they have just gotten to all the good, spicy fun. They've just gotten into Avernus, and they are just at the High Chapel, or the High Hill, or High Hall, whatever it's called. I don't know. But they are sieging it, or rather, releasing it from a siege. At any rate, it will be every Saturday. It will start at 12 p.m. PDT and run for 3 hours. The next game will be in 3 days' time. If you are looking for a game on Mondays, I have such the game for you. Monday, May 30th at 3 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, PDT. 3 p.m., of course, is Humblewood. If you've ever wanted to play the fantastic hit point press game Humblewood, I am running that as a paid game. I only have 2 players, but they are phenomenal players and are highly dedicated, and we are always looking for new members. And last but certainly not least, are our brilliant friends over at Tri-Peak Goods. And they are, once again, dear friends of this show. Or rather, I'm a dear friend of the Bearded Bard and his content. I don't know if he considers me a friend, but I consider him one. Because he posts quality content, is a down-to-earth dude, and I like the cut of his jib, son. But at any rate, please go over and support them. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I am bringing you to a homebrew world of my own. It is called Auria, a place where music and magic is indistinguishable from one another if you know the right thing. I am using it as a stepping stone to kind of introduce my players to the brand new section. These players have played or heard of Auria in one form or another. However, where they used to be playing was on the continent of Ardania, which was ruled by a mighty ruler known as the Sovereign, and where the 4 tribes, the groups of people who have collected themselves in a loose coalition, vied for power. In Auria, the 4 tribes are the Overworlders, the Underworlders, the Elementals, and the Beastmen. The Beastmen are your typical bestial races, with a few exceptions, notably Minotaurs, Aarakocra, things of that nature. Meanwhile, your Overworlders are your typical humans, elves, dwarves, etc. Your Underworlders are your more evil races, dark elves, dark dwarves, goblins, orcs, things of that nature. And your elementals are your Azamars, your Dragonborn, your Genasi, creatures that come or are connected to elemental planes.
Don't Fae also consider in that?
Yes, Fae are also considered in that, so this is where your fairy races reside. As such, these players are embarking on a new journey, as the lands of Ardania have finally quieted thanks to some heroic efforts by another band of adventurers. And with the destruction of the 5th tribe, the Eternals, the tribe of all your undeath and evil, and with the saving of fairies from something called the Rot, and with many other adventures behind, the Sovereign is experiencing something he has never experienced before. A time of true peace, a time of expansion, a time when everything is going right. However, there is one problem. When everything goes right, your rule is very boring. And our our dear sovereign does not want to be the sovereign who sat and did nothing. And so, not the right mood. And so he has decided to start exploring. He is unleashing, or rather has unleashed, what he is called his fleet of exploration. And for the most part, it went well. There was no reason to suspect it didn't. He had set up numerous island nations and numerous islands between here and his current prize. However, he has found himself landing on the faraway shores. Hold on. That's a little intense for what I want. I like that.
Maybe like a good like taverns type music. You know, like you're hearing the story in a tavern. You're getting to learn more about it.
Crackling fire.
Snoring.
There we
Yeah,
go.
that'll do.
So, our
I
sovereign
recognize
has sent
this song.
his exploration fleet. Now, this first exploration fleet, because of the necessity of facing hostile places and unknown entities, is captained by an underworlder who has decided that he will do this in the name of the Underking and has led the fleet very well. However, he has never come across anything actually challenging. So when he did come across an actual sentient, sapient, perfect kingdom, well, perfect in the sense that it was actually capable of defending itself, he unfortunately went the conquistadorian route of
Unleashed the
raiding,
Spaniard.
Yep, raiding, raping, killing all the natives, or at least trying. The only thing he did not count for was the island nation of which he found himself. It was later discovered that they called it the Natural Empire of Sky and Talons. This is a empire that spreads itself over islands and is an aerial force like no other. He was unprepared when the rulers of the empire, or ruler, rather, decided that the island in which he landed, which unbeknownst to our fleet admiral, was a nation and an island of slaves. He decided that he would put the whole island to the sword and just destroy most, if not the whole thing. In so doing, he caused a great crack in the island itself, killing off all of the slave population, as well as nearly every member of the first ships of the exploration fleet. When the other half of the fleet, led by an overworlder named Bara Silverhand, a high elf of some repute, when they landed on the island, they found nothing but devastation, destruction, and utter ruin. However, they also found an army that slew all of them to the last, except for Mr. Silverhand. They sent him back on a great rock with a being known as Rock Caller Keprak. Keprak, along with Silverhand, flew back to the Sovereign and warned him that if he should make another attempt at war and violence against the Empire of Sky and Talons, then there will be war, and that the Wildlands beyond the Empire will never be seen by any of the Sovereign's people. With a fleet of nearly 50 ships, completely destroyed and sunk all but one survivor, and that survivor soon beheaded before the Sovereign and his blood staining the floor, the Rockkeeper left, retreating back to the island and retreating back to the Empire. And then, despite the outrage the Underking felt, this Sovereign was not going to start a war over the foolish actions of a zealous underworlder. No. Calmer, cooler heads prevailed here. And so he turned to the Beastmen and the King of Beasts. the Beast King decided that he would send the next fleet. A fleet of smaller proportions, 20 ships in total, with 10 more being added by the Speaker of the Elements, an Eladrin elf who knew vague stories of the Wildlands, as this is a land where the Feywild is most dangerous, is most wild, and is most natural. Even the Fey and the Seelie courts do not hold sway in these wild Feys. But she wanted to see what the material plane version was, and so she sent her emissary, and the new exploration fleet was tasked with its new charge, to go and explore and document what they found. In this fleet, we find our heroes were selected, and for various reasons and skills. Yet there was also one native who decided to release her lot in life and join with these explorers as they arrived, and thankful for some native help, at least navigating with the Nest, the natural empire of Sky and Talon, of course. And with operating and negotiating with them, they thought it best to allow this native to travel with them, despite the fact she is not well liked among her own kind. And so they have landed on what is known as Slave's Isle. This is the name of the first isle that they landed on way back when, almost 6-7 years ago now. And yet they have found that in that time it has been restored, or rather replenished is a more correct word. The ship that is bringing our heroes, and that has brought our heroes, is known as the Pixie's Delight. It is captained by a very small fairy. Her name is Tavi. But more on that at another time. Because first things first, I will introduce you to our cast of characters. The first of which being a very sensible addition. When you send people to a hostile land, you want to send someone of intellect. We have Azorlin Gemfang, the Naga Magician, a wizard that uses the bountiful combination of music and magic to cast spells through what are known as the music tokens, and who is possible, or through her skills, is able to create them. She, after helping the last bout of adventurers, has been selected by the Underking to represent the Underworld faction, despite the fact that she herself would actually be compared to a beastman. But since she lives in the Underworld, the Underking has decided that he can send her. Azorlin is played by Mr. Eric, off to my left here. Then, of course, you cannot have Brain without Brawn, and we meet a Fae, or she was, or maybe she still is. No one really knows, but what they do say of her is she is a coward. She is Meredith, the coward. However, she also has with her the Great Old Cat, or just the Old Cat to most, a primal spirit, or a Fae of its own. And she is the Brawn, or at least one half of the Brawn to the Brain combo. She is played by the ever-lovely Callie Cat.
Ah, for cat and coin, for new lands, for all the money and all the exploring.
My, these ones are active. This should be a fun time. Huh?
We then have another bout of muscle, except he is more of a hunter and an explorer than actual just dumb brawn brain. I'm speaking, of course, of Teodor, the Minotaur. A hunter by trade and a ranger by favor. He is going to join as our outdoorsman expert. He is played by, of course, Mr. Matt, directly beneath me.
How's it going? I'll try to be your guide today. Please do not wander away from the path.
No
I don't
promises.
think there's going to be a path.
Not many.
I'm making the path. Please do not wander from it.
Alright.
Fair enough. We then have an entirely new being, born from, well, quite simply, the Aether, or rather, Aether. The Aether-born Zoros Mayhem, or May for short. He is a bard of some renown, but he dwells in the songs of the spirits, rather than the songs of the material plane. He is played by Mr. Whitehill, down to my bottom right.
Oh, darlings. The spirits tell many stories today. Shall I tell our last? Or many a first?
I hope the latter, sir.
I wasn't talking to you. Sorry.
And then last but certainly not least, we have
Surround concern.
Auria and their brother, Molly. Did I pronounce that right?
Yes, Molly.
Molly and Auria are one and the same, an Owlin scout, a rogue, if you will, who her underhanded past has bitten her rather hard, and she has been exiled to Slave Isle more out of her own desire than anyone else's. And yet, when opportunity and adventure presented, she did not shirk away, though their mind has become rather fractured.
I hope we can enjoy our trip while we're here, but it's really scary in the dark.
And of course, Auria is played by Mr. Crowlot or Mr. Masson, and he is off to my direct right here, the only other VTuber in this call.
My hair wiggles.
So does mine. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
It's mine. White
That-
wiggle.
Now I just need to get some cat ears and they can wiggle too. But as
I
Quality
didn't
up
see
there.
a copyright after that. Cat ears.
right. But
Cat ears TM.
Exactly.
But our adventurers have found themselves landing in the town, or rather the village, known as Blackbird Village. This is the village where the Sovereign has been allowed to land his exploration fleet after some successful negotiation by the King of Beasts and the Speaker of the Elements. Though long-range communication is very hard. On average, it takes almost 2 years by traditional boat, which thankfully the Pixie's Delight is not. But 2 years by traditional sailing methods to reach the farthest outpost of the sovereignty to here. Thankfully, the Pixie's Delight is a magical ship, and thus never stops, and can move significantly faster, but it is significantly smaller. Yet, this is where our group find themselves on. The Captain Tavi, flutters in front of them. Her wings are brilliant monarch butterfly wings, and she is rather a excitable little scamp. But with all that being said, of course, she looks over the group, and she kind of crosses her arms. Well, we've landed, and we're here. And, oh yes, this is, for those of you who may not remember, this is, Auria. They're going to be joining you on this expedition. First things first, we need to find out more about this island. To be honest, nobody got past Blackbird Village. Apparently, this is the second or third Blackbird Village. I don't know what that means. Anyway, she says as she hovers in front of all of you, back and forth. You were to meet a man called Slave Speaker Riki Tavi. I like his last name, but I don't know his first name. It's an odd name. Apparently, he's in that slightly larger house there. They call that the home of the speaker. I am told he is a amenable, affable chap, though a little excitable. Azorlin, you should be careful.
You know I'm a beastman, right?
Oh, I know you're a beastman, but you're a snake. You'll see what I mean when you see him.
This shall be
Visible
interesting.
concern.
At any rate, here is something I need to hand all of you. And she pulls out a list. It is a normal sized parchment, which in her hand is comically large. And she hands it to you. On the front of it is written the laws of all the nest. And she continues, Auria has been very nice to provide this for us. But, in short, be very careful, because we are guests who may be unwanted.
Got it.
And I will
Alright.
put out...
Well, if we guess it slowly will become a party. It will be fun.
I'm not sure. I get uncomfortable around things that have so many wings. Not you, cat. Not you. You are the best. I love you.
How big is this cat?
It is pretty big, because it could be a medium size, so it's on the big end of the medium thing, so 7 to 8 foot.
Yeah, it's
Like
almost
a
the size of
tiger.
a horse.
Yeah, it's a giant cat.
It is a big kitty.
These are the laws of all the nest.
Okay.
And she reads them off. Theft is 10 days incarceration and or a fine of thrice the value of the stolen goods. So don't steal anything. She kind of looks
At least
to
don't get
Auria.
caught.
Please.
Vandalism. Any vandalism will require the vandal to repair or replace the object, or face up to 1 year in a work camp. If the vandalism is of a sacred or religious statue, the punishment is 10 years of hard labor. I don't know what they consider hard labor, because they just murdered an entire slave population for outsiders landing here. So be very careful. Trespassing.
Last I heard, the hard labor is carrying big boulders up hills until they crush your back.
Horrifying.
Got
Absolutely
it.
horrifying.
Okay. I hate it.
Interesting.
Looks over at the owl.
Oh, it's the bare minimum of most cases.
By the way,
Okay.
no mouth on the Aetherborn, but you just see the eyes are perked up in an amused expression.
Trespassing is 2 weeks incarceration or a fine of 200 gold pieces. Why is trespassing a harsher sentence than theft? Whatever. Assault with intent to injure is 30 days incarceration and or a fine of 400 gold pieces. Try not to get into a bar brawl. She's looking at you, Meredith.
You've never gotten into a bar brawl.
Yet.
The
I
old
even-
cat, however.
I
she
even
gives-
think that the cat is looking at her. Like, everyone's looking at her.
The old cat, however, and she gives a scritch to this feline, which stares passively just at our captain, and then just ever so slight wiggle.
Calibration wiggles.
Elements save me. Anyway, assault with intent to kill, 5 years of crown slavery and or a fine of 2,000 gold pieces or execution. Seeing as how most of us are outsiders, I'm betting they're gonna go with the execution. Auria, I don't know what crown slavery is.
Slavery to the crown,
Crown
perhaps?
slavery. You're right. It means you get to serve the people above you, and hopefully they don't have a fun day whipping you too hard.
Great. Well, it's nothing the underworld doesn't do.
I'm sure this is a cultural difference, but I hate it here already.
Probably, but we won't stay here long. Murder. 10 to 15 years incarceration, a fine of 10,000 gold pieces, or execution. Great. So, you'll be executed. Treason, execution. Well, thankfully you can't commit treason, but at least 2 of the other laws I've listed off will kill you. And freeing slaves is on here? If a citizen frees their own slaves, then that is their prerogative. If a man tries to free the slaves of another, he will in turn become a slave to the one he tried to wrong. What the fuck? Auria, what?
You should never try to take someone else's property while they're still breathing. Just don't get caught hiding the body.
She does
Captain.
have a point.
Sides, Captain. You know how it is amongst Fae. We are no different. Just monsters in our own right.
She just waves her hand. Servants aren't slaves. They're free to go. They just never want to, she says imperiously.
I see. I see. And she just gives a shrug like, however you live with yourself, darling.
Now, the reason we're being dropped off here is because this is the only place we were permitted by Nest and the Emperor of the Sky and Talons to land. Our ships must land here, deposit our cargo, and then leave. There's a small island about a day or two away from here that we are allowed to use as a staging point for any repairs or any resupply, but it is further east. I'm dropping you people off here because I have to, as well as the other few individuals who will be going here to set up our base. The Emperor has said that we may set up an actual fortification, or rather town, here, and use it as we see fit. Which is fantastic. Very generous, though I think it has something to do with the fact that he can and will destroy most of this island at any point in time. So, at any rate, if the rumors are true, he can do so. Though, I don't know if the rumors are true. Auria, did they actually, destroy a good chunk of this town? Or this island, rather?
Big
The
bird.
last I got to see, when someone did something they didn't like, it was much like watching someone slice off their own foot because it was itching too hard.
Again, very horrifying. Anyway, you have to move all the way around to the port known as the Ferry Town. And ferry as in boats, or, transport. It is on the other side of the little mountain range there. And she points far to the west, where there is indeed a mountain range, and I will reveal it on the map in just a second. Point is, you must go past that mountain range, as there is a little harbor town, though calling it a town is very generous. And
Will that be our staging point and the town we're building?
No, our staging point will be here. The ferry town is held by Nest, and we are told to leave it that way. The way you get there is your own. However, you have to get there in order to proceed to the actual Wildlands, the part we're actually interested in. We'll deal with the Nest when the time comes. Anyway, talk to slave speaker Riki. He is likely to have more information for you.
Very well. Exciting!
God, I hope not. I hope it is very boring and very dull. At least while you're here. Once you get out of here, then yes, let it be as exciting as you want.
Alright.
May just completely turns away from the conversation and just starts speaking to air. If I may, I'm going to see what I did. I will roll on my spirit tales.
Please do.
Just kidding. Not Tales from Beyond. Yep, there we go. 2. What is that? Oh, Reginald. Good to see you, my friend. Oh, yes, I must tell them of that. Good. I'll talk to you later. Just full on speaking to the air.
Cat, do you see anything? And you just see the cat stare at our lovely May, and then just paw. And that's it. That doesn't answer me, old cat.
That doesn't answer anything. Go away. I'm very tired of you all. You're all crazy.
No more crazy than the rest of our kind.
Go away!
Azorlin visibly droops as she heads off.
And remember, you are being paid by the sovereignty and by me, mostly by me, Please do not fuck this up. I need trade routes to work. Don't fuck this up.
Well, not, Captain. You'll have your trade routes.
Thank you for the love of the elements. Queen Fiora, preserve us.
Oh, none of that will help.
I didn't think it would. And she flutters away from you slowly. Just, she still has the parchment with all the laws written on it, and she's just looking at it, just blinking.
Like, we're all boned. We are all so boned.
As she's fluttering away, Auria is going to raise her head. Be careful where you fly. You can trespass in the air as well.
She just looks back at you. I'm not leaving my ship. I've made an executive decision.
I have made a decision.
I look at Auria as we're all leaving the ship. How do we know if we're trespassing?
Just don't step on anyone else's land. If you don't think you're on someone's land, you're fine. If you can argue that, you're okay. Stupidity can work very well to your advantage. As Auria starts to walk, she has a very, languid walk. It seems the world doesn't bother her as she kind of just slinks around.
God.
Days from Azorland, it's
preferred
just like, we are
language.
boned. We are so dead. We're all going to die here.
Don't worry, I'll tell your story.
So,
I don't think it'll be a long one with how things are going.
as you all disembark and as you all head down into the town, the little village is actually quite quaint. You see that there is a tavern, surprisingly.
What's it called?
It is called the Slave's Rest.
Of course.
Yeah.
There is a general store called Supplies and Tools, and there is a actual medical tent. It is called the Patch Me Up.
Yeah, I'm not entering any building here except for the one we're supposed to go to, and then out of the gates of the city itself. I don't trust this place.
Most of the houses here are double-decker houses, but they're also missing walls and doors and windows, and one or two of them don't have a roof.
They're still under repairs.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. Maybe they like it this way. I don't know what anyone here does anymore.
Are we coming off the ship right now?
Yeah.
You're coming off the ship.
Okay, one thing that you guys do notice is when we are walking just off the ship, May has brought out their cane and is faking a limp that you guys know is fake because you've seen them walk normally. Because they're using the cane to help them walk.
Roll a performance check, please, Mr. Whitehill. I will say you can have advantage because no one has ever seen one of your kind before. With a 15, yeah, the common folk probably believe it. Now, the folk here, one thing you note is that everyone here has a glowing crest. It is on the side of their face, it is on their forehead, it is on their chest if they're shirtless, which many a creature are. And it glows. There are two very distinctive crests that are glowing that are very different. However, the most common one you see is a crest with a crown. On either side is a set of wings, and underneath, coming up to clutch at the crown, is a set of taloned feet. Auria, this particular crest is known as the Crest of the Crown. And this is the slave's crest of the crown, which denotes you as a crown slave. Meaning your slavery, or rather your time in service, is probably limited. Though, that's not always the case. The other crests are also pretty uniform. However, they simply have a crest of an egg in a nest and a pair of wings coming out of it. Auria, you're able to tell everyone that this is the crest of the private ownership. This means that this slave does, or at one point did, belong to a citizen of the nest. What they're doing here is probably a punishment for a crime, or probably their master didn't want them anymore, and so they were sent here instead of being freed. There are many reasons for them to be here, but almost, I would say 95% of the people you see have one of these crests either on their face, on their forehead, or on their chest, where it is visible and glowing. Women seem to be or females of any species, seem to have it very commonly on their face. Men, most of which are shirtless for whatever reason, seem to have it on their chest. You also, I would like everyone but Auria to roll a perception check, please.
As I'm walking, I'm just like using the cane and just flipping through some cards with the other hand. I'm gonna gad myself.
Fair enough. So.
Oh, hold on. I didn't do a fucking skill. Hold on. Skill modifier field. There we go.
So the second one was me, so because I didn't roll separate character sheets. So yeah, Meredith got the 1, the cat got the 10.
Okay.
16.
So Zorlin, the old cat, and May. You all notice that there are very few humanoids, and what I mean by that is you do not see an Azamar, you do not see a dwarf, an elf, a gnome, a halfling, a human, or even a Draugr, a Duragar, a Drow, a Tief, or a Tiefling.
So no overworlders?
Almost no overworlders. You do see Tabaxi. You do see lizard folk. You do
Mostly
even see
beastmen.
Aarakocra. But you do not see any of the human-looking races. Not a one. The closest you
mostly
get,
beastmen.
the closest you get to a human-looking race, or rather a true, humanoid-looking race, is a goblin. And even then, it's one. It is one goblin in this entire town. And
One singular goblin.
Yep. You do not know how he got here, and it is a he, and he is shirtless, and he is working on the docks. You don't know how he got here, but he is the only human-like race that you see.
Is his name Boblin?
I don't know. Do you go ask him?
No.
The majority of the races you see here are... You see a couple of centaur. You see a couple of kobolds. A triton. Well, actually not a triton. Excuse me. That's too human. You see a couple of Lokatha and Grung.
Frogs and fish? Look after the fish folk?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the majority of the people you see are like animals that walk upright on two legs. You see pigeons. You see mice folk. You see a fox walk past on two legs, dressed in leathers and rags. You see a squirrel and a raccoon just walking by, fully dressed. Think of this as like Disney's Robin Hood.
I was gonna say Zootopia, but okay.
Zootopia is another good example. Very much these and you even see birds. You see a falcon. You see a pygmy owl. You see a great horned owl.
Whew.
But all in all, very, very much animal folk. And you can now understand why the King of Beasts was successful in negotiations, as the current King of Beasts is
a
Loxodon.
Loxodon. Yeah.
As you head to the largest building in the village, which was pointed out to you by Tavi.
The ship is leaving, isn't it?
Oh yeah, ship is gone.
Oh, shit, hella gone.
Yeah, she waited till you got off. There was like 6 other workers who got off with you, who are
And
supposed to join
immediately
with
left.
Uh-huh.
That's only a problem for certain people.
And this is true.
We're following Auria, I imagine.
Tara, are you leading them to this house of the speaker?
Yes, and as I'm walking, anyone that gets close enough to hear me will hear occasional like little comments underneath my breath as if I'm talking to myself. And when the fox person walks by, the Vulpin walks by, she'll raise her head up and yell out and call out to them in Vulpin, "Have you gotten anything good to eat today?"
She looks back at you. Nothing.
Hopefully the hunts will go well soon. There's a lot of non-furred food here lately. As she looks back over her shoulder for a moment. Let's go! In common.
What do you say in common?
Let's go! As she starts to pick up the pace a bit.
You fascinate me.
As you guys near the,
Was that in bee speech? Question mark.
no,
That was in Vulpin.
That was technically it's pronounced Vulpine. There's supposed to be an e at the end of that.
But very
Okay, no, just
specific
asking.
language of the fox people.
Yep.
I thought I'd ask.
Nay, no problem. And I consider that an in-character question, and that was an in-character answer. So, as you guys make your way, you see a Leonin standing guard out front. However, the Leonin does not have a slave brand. Or a slave crest.
How do you do?
He is dressed in full plate mail. And he just is standing there with a massive halberd in one hand, looking down at all of you. As he
How tall is he?
He's pushing the scales at like almost 9 feet.
So the old cat with Meredith on him, just saunters up to him, gives him a sniff, and then there's just a slight nod of approval.
He nods his head back.
And the cat just kind of looks back towards May for a second, and then just shakes their head. Specifically May.
We're here to talk to the speaker?
He tilts his head, as if he clearly didn't understand you.
I try bee speech.
As soon as you talk in bee speech, he nods. Very well, he replies, in the same language. And he opens the door, taking a step back as he does so.
I'll let everyone enter first since I take up the most room. Me and the cat.
Yeah, Meredith will probably follow last.
What's the,
I
what's
tip
the,
my hat as I go in.
How well would I actually know this Leonin, actually, out of curiosity?
Roll a history check with disadvantage.
It's Jerry from down the street.
History, disadvantage.
All
That's
cats look the same.
Did Molly know him? Did you know him? His name escapes you. What you do know is he is a paladin. He is a paladin of the great king, which is also the other word for lion, which is one of the deities of the Wildlands.
As he opens up the door, Auria will flutter up and bow to him midair. May the great king lead your pride to safety, as she flutters in.
He looks at you and nods. May the great king always favor your huts, he replies. And
I am writing a lot. There are already sketches and writing down in my, notes, or down in one of my books.
And and fun fact for you viewers at home, I am going to fill in the information along for you guys to see as our characters discover it.
Cool. Where's water?
By the way, has Theodore been the whole time just dragging a cart behind them?
I never got a response if I can buy the card or not, so I didn't.
No, you can't.
Okay.
Could he?
No.
Man. Knowing no one was willing to sell me firewood. So I'm just walking along.
So, if you all check under Deities of Auria, under the Lost Ones, you will find the Great King Lion, the god of
Alright.
royalty and courage. This is the patron god of all Leonin, and he is their prime deity. He rules over the Great Plains as his domain. His holy symbol is a maned lion's head roaring.
The lost ones. Sorry,
It's
I'm
kind of
fighting
halfway
it.
down the page.
Got it. Yeah, it's halfway through.
But this is the first of the patron gods that you have heard of in this new land of the wilds. Now, as you enter, you see that this is a house/office. As you can literally see a fancy-looking desk across from a slightly better than ratty bed. The building's tallness is to accommodate a library, which is barely existent and mostly has loose papers and a couple of books that look like they're about to fall apart. However, in a golden plaque that stands almost as tall as your Minotaur, in the dead opposite direction of the room, as you walk in the door, this is the first thing you see on the opposite end of the room, the building, taking up one wall. In gold, it is chiseled "Laws of the Slaves," and it is written in beast speech as well as a language you don't know. Autera, you recognize this language as bird folk.
Wait. What bird folk are we talking about?
It's a language.
It is a language of the Wildlands.
Yeah, but which one?
It is their universal language. Bird
Okay,
folk.
then okay, I got it then.
It's bird language.
Look, I'm fluent in bird language.
Oh, okay,
Well,
so
reading
Tyrador,
at
you
least, and
see it as well.
understanding it. I just
Um,
can't speak that because that's way too fluty.
The bird folk is written like, it's almost written like a bird is like dipping his talons and his feet into ink and like scratching it out.
Lang proficiency, bird language.
Pick and scratch.
It's called bird folk, but anyway.
I was just gonna say.
Had to have that pop up for shit and giggle.
But you see
It is an
these
in-character
laws,
response from the cat, by the way.
Yeah.
But, can't talk.
You see that his written "Laws of the Slaves," and it is the only thing that looks to be permanent in this building. This building looks like a strong enough typhoon, or even a mildly strong typhoon, will just destroy this entire building. But this looks like it has withstood the test of time, and will continue to do so.
What did they say? Let me open it up. Because it's written in beast speech, so I can read it.
Yes. Ultimately speaking, it just gets worse and worse and worse as you go down the list. However, you do notice that slaves of the crown may be purchased for 500 gold pieces, and then they become the property of a private individual. So, there are people who can be purchased.
May is just glancing over the text, just nodding vigorously. Interesting.
Yeah, we need to get out of here.
I have no idea what this fucking says.
Oh, well, I just start pointing from the top. You're the property of either a private citizen or the throne. And then I point to the next one. You have no rights, only privileges granted to you by the benevolence of the crown. or your
Tyrador, darling,
master.
it wasn't a question. I was just fucking with you.
Well, the next one says slaves or private citizens may have children.
I
Only
just
the
turn
best
away.
I looked to him. The last one says we can buy them for 500 gold. I don't know if we can, though.
Yeah, I
Technically
don't
you
think there's
can.
much of a benefit.
Ever owned a slave before?
Technically,
Don't
you
know what I
can.
feel
You
like.
are free people. You watch as the voice came from a creature upstairs, and it is in beast speech. as you look up and you see a mongoose dressed in the finest clothes of anyone here. He actually has like proper fitted pantaloons with a fitted silk shirt, and he just jumps down.
That's why.
You see Meredith
I mean-
start to laugh
I mean, I have
And
burgundy
then-
threads.
and then pet the cat. You're right, it is fitting. A weasel.
I am not a weasel, he hisses.
Oh,
I am a mongoose.
They're closer related to stoats, but yes.
she looks at the
Mer-
cat, and you just see the
Meredith-
cat slowly shake his head like, no, weasel.
Meredith, I quite like you, but please do not insult our host.
I didn't mean any insult. That's just what the cat sees. I think you make
Maybe
an
you shouldn't
excellent
talk
mongoose.
for your cat.
He just
No.
huffs.
Master Tavi, how goes it against the Cobras today?
It goes fine, Autera. How are you and Molly doing?
We're doing it. You watch as there's a slight twitch. It's another day in the safety of the homes. I do enjoy the peace you keep here.
It is not an easy piece to keep.
After
By
the
the way,
twitch,
this
you
is-
can
this
all
is the-
see Altera's body has gone from that like languid, like just kind of relaxed to stiff
sulky.
and almost militaristic.
Oh, okay. By the way, this is some epic-ass music to meet the slave speaker.
I know what song it is, but I'm not saying.
Let's
You all
see.
can figure it out.
There you go. That's more appropriate, as all the buildings are in a Eastern style.
I recognize so many of these songs, Brent.
I know. I purchased them specifically because I could use them without royalties.
Yeah, you're welcome, by the way.
Yep. This particular song I actually purchased on Roll20, and actually like paid good money for. So, Mr.
I'm gonna
Kevin
fucking use it.
Kevin MacLeod, thank you for your Eastern thoughts. Sound I can use. I greatly appreciate it, and it is very fitting for the nest. Namaste. Wrong culture, but it works.
What was the name of the slave speaker again? It's fuck.
Slave speaker Riki Tavi.
Riki.
I get it.
Yeah.
Rikki Tavi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to point out. Got that reference.
I hate everything about this place.
I just bring my hat to my chest. Greetings, slave speaker.
Greetings. Are you actually here to buy slaves, or are you just the people from the sovereignty? I kind of need to know.
We are the
Unfortunately,
people-
business will not be conducted today. We are here from the sovereignty.
I would have thought that would have been obvious.
Look,
I mean, cats.
I look back at like,
And then you
Like-
hear Meredith, telling the cat, quiet! Because, I can't actually understand the cat, which is a problem sometimes.
he just tilts his head. Listen, I'm not here to judge anyone who visits, and we do have visitors from the mainlands occasionally. Granted, it is not often, and granted, they usually come with fire, steel, and brimstone in order to recover kidnapped lost ones. Either way, they usually end up dead before they get here. But sometimes an actual person will come and purchase one of my... He tries so hard, and he just lets his sentence fall. As you realize that he, even, across his cheek, has a slave crest.
Oh.
One of the ones who to become lesser. As the twitch happens again and the body goes back to that languid, and Tara leans over to Mayhem and says just under her breath, only so I can hear, and I hear mainlanders make great meals.
Holy sh! It just stops themselves in their sentence. We have to have a talk later.
At any rate,
So yeah, we're the mainlanders. Can we go to the next place, please? Where do we go from here?
try to be
I
a
then-
little
really-
polite, Theodore. We're
Theodore?
guests.
Tyrador.
Tyrador.
Okay, I'm like, Theodore? What the fuck?
Yes, Theodore the Minotaur.
Theodore.
Theodore the
Yeah.
Minotaur.
I'm Theodore. I am a big cuddly bear. No, I'm Theodore. I'm a bull. Get used to it.
I'm
I'ma
here.
fuck
I'm here.
you
Get
and your
fucking
bitch.
used to it.
No,
That's
mainly I just don't want to literally step anywhere I'm not supposed to, and I'd like to get through the city as quickly as possible. As you can understand, this city repulses me. I straight up to the slave. I'm like, yep.
Slave
The
master.
the old cat gives you a nod of approval, and you see Meredith kind of going, yeah,
Zorlin's
he has a
like,
point.
I'm like wiping like the filth of the city off on my tunic. I'm like,
me and May are just both like,
No, May is just like hat to chest. The eyes, which are like almost squinted because of the way their face is built, the eyes are just circled right now.
Zorlin is this.
He just kind of nods. I can certainly understand the distaste that my city, as it is, he says with a huge sigh, may cause some people. But yes, there are ways to get to it. You're looking for Fairy Town, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, there are two routes you can take. One leads you through the hills and the plains. The other leads you through the rivers and through the forest. Which do you prefer?
Which one is more exciting?
Yes.
The rivers and the forest.
So there is a road to the north of town. It cuts through a little bit of the fields above, and it will take you along. It'll take you over a pair of crossing rivers. It is called the Four Rivers, specifically. There's a bridge there, maybe, if it wasn't destroyed in the last purge. Anyway, you take the bridge across the rivers and across the small inland lake. And you will arrive at Loggers Town. Loggers Town is where the logging and other such is done for the nest. And it is down the Loggers River and into the new inner sea that is called Purge Bay. I don't know why it's called that. I think some bird folk were trying to be funny. Anyway, you take Purge Bay, you take the river out into Purge Bay, and then you take the river that is directly to the northwest of that, and it will take you right down into Fairy Town.
Alright. Thank you
And-
very much.
which path was the one he was describing?
The northern
to the
path.
north.
And is that the forest or the?
The forest
That's the
and the
for-
rivers.
Okay, good.
I will say that you don't need to worry too much about the laws of the nest, as they don't apply here. Well, let me rephrase. You can't trespass on properties, homes. Literally, there are no
Alright.
citizens of the nest here, except those who rule. And their homes, you will be able to distinguish easily.
Okay.
Tara has a very shit-eating grin on her face, as it is obvious that she's known this information.
Mhm.
Just liked fucking with people.
Basically, any intact house, or any house that looks nicer than the ramshackle huts and common houses you've seen, belongs to someone of the nest. Anything else, feel free to walk in and... Well, please don't, actually. I retract that whole statement. Don't feel free to walk in, because I would like to try to keep up the illusion that these people have some security.
Again, just looks at the owl and with the look of too late, bitch, you already said it.
But, at any rate... Please do not try to organize anyone in a slave revolt or a revolution or talk of rising up.
Wouldn't dare speak of it. No.
Well, I wasn't
How
thinking
do I
about
get
it,
out
but
of
now
here?
that you bring it up,
I will kill you.
I'm fucking with you.
I
You
will
should
kill
learn
you
to
dead
keep your
right
mouth
here.
shut sometimes, Ricky.
Dear slave speaker, I'm messing about.
He just looks.
Theodore,
at
would you like to find the northern gate with me?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to do that as quickly as possible.
Yes,
And we
old cat.
promptly leave.
He is more fey than I am.
What?
Bye.
Saying that about May.
I'm sorry. I love that. What?
That was May. Yeah, about May, because the little self giggle and everything. And it's like, yes, old cat. He is more fey than me.
Oh, darling, I am pure fucking chaos.
Goodbye.
I noticed.
And
It
best of luck out
concerns
there.
me.
Thank you.
Ta-ta!
He just shrugs. As you guys are leaving, he walks over to a desk, and Zorlin, as you're the last one. Oh no,
Yeah.
you're the last one out.
Yeah.
You actually watch as he grabs up a few pieces of paper, and then just rips them up. You can tell this is his one act of defiance that he gets, and so he takes great zeal and just enjoyment in ripping these papers into little tiny pieces. And then he eats them.
Mongoose
I mean,
got a mongoose. What?
And then just sits
Fair.
down and slams his head on his desk.
Well,
As I'm flying out, I'm going to go to the. I'm going to fly by the Leonin. I'm just gonna look at him. Could you make sure he doesn't give himself another concussion? And then I'm gonna zip off towards the gate.
The Leonin just lazily looks back at the door and then just closes it.
Does the Leonin have a crest?
Not my problem.
No, he does not, actually.
That was my question. I was like, I don't remember this on this description.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't
As
remember
far as
because
we
he
could
didn't have
see.
one.
Leonin just closes the door. Like, not my problem now.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Pretty
The only
much.
description we got, as far as we can see, he does not have a crest.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Altera rolled too low on her history check to figure out why that was. But if anyone would like to stop and ask him, you're welcome. I know you're
can
gonna
only
tell
speak
him
history.
decided to fuck off, but
Our guide is literally leaving. Our two guides are literally
Actually-
leaving.
Actually, you know who would ask is actually the old cat. Not Meredith, actually. So here's how I'm
Someone
going
feels
to.
responsible for this.
I will.
group, isn't
No,
it?
there's going to be a way to word this, or the way to do this. As we're leaving, the cat being one of the last ones out, their tail flickers and they point to two places, the chest and the face, giving a head tilt to this Leonin.
I want to roll an insight check for a Leonin to understand cat.
Yeah.
But they're both cats. How can they not understand each other?
The fucking fact that you said that and he rolls a 16, fuck you.
Well, it's kind of obvious what they mean.
So he looks at the cat and then looks at you, Meredith. I was born a child of the crown, rather. I have never felt the mark of the slave crest.
You have an unfortunate posting then, would be Azorlin.
He kind of shrugs. Someone needs to stay here and protect them. The crown may not see them as people, but that does not mean the great king does. Lion sees all, even prey, as worthy adversaries. Besides,
Yeah,
my parents still live here.
the cat gives a nod.
A big old
And-
softy.
Meredith, he says to take care of kin and allies is worth dying for.
He nods.
And I suppose it's worth living for, too. Meredith says with a smile.
Azorlin's gonna head after the bird and the bull.
Yep, I'll follow along after that.
The bird and the
The-
bull.
the bird in the bowl, and the magic thing in the middle.
Deary, marry the bull. Wait, what? Wrong species. Although such a
That's
species
kinky.
may be here.
God damn it.
Anyway, so as you guys eventually find the North Gate, calling it a gate is being generous. It is a
It's
pair
a
of
hole.
posts where a gate was. However, the gate has since been knocked over, and you can actually see the remnants of it are so smashed into the dirt that it's almost like someone attempted to put flooring. And there has been no attempt to restore it.
As I flew ahead, I would have stopped by the stables to get Selfie and gotten her all readied up for the journey. I'd be sitting on her just outside the gates looking at the compass.
The stables, quote unquote, is a series of pens where cows, pigs, and other non-sentient sapient animals, which is horrifying because you have seen a pig person, you have seen a boar man walking around, you have seen a cow person walking around.
I mean, I'm sure we've also seen a rat folk eating a rat.
This is true. But the point remains is that it is very clear that while this land has animals that possess sentience and sapience and are entirely anthropomorphized, there are still
Those
animals
that-
that are not.
Those that are not possessed are part of the lower rungs of the food chain.
But then again, it also makes sense as there are a number of predators. And in fact, predatory creatures make up the majority of the populace. In fact, it's actually a 70-30 split in predatory creatures and non.
Holy fuck. I love this fucking place.
Mr. Matt. Mr. Teardor. You're on mute.
Yeah.
Oi,
what's up?
Bullman!
I would like you to roll a survival check.
Oh, crap.
Because this quote-unquote road is more like a path. That's more like a trail.
I see him up. I see him words, and I just go, "You can do it!" I guide you from a distance.
No.
Roll a d4
Yeah,
and
but-
add it.
D4.
Actually
get us
assist him
fucking
in this
killed.
task.
I
I mean, I have proficiency in survival.
mean, fair enough. So go ahead, Teardor, roll with advantage.
Okay. Sorry.
And just a quick thing, Meredith, are you riding the old cat right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna say that for most of the time, the kitten will get rid. Nothing. Oh my god.
What? D4?
That's
And they,
No.
no, I mean you
Got it.
kept the 3 because
yeah,
it
you
adds
kept-
to the
you
total
kept
of the roll.
You kept the
I
3.
know. I'm just wondering if it's just gonna repeat everything I rolled. in the
And
same way.
I just love the fact that rolls 5 rolls an 8 twice, and they were never heard from again.
Teardor, go ahead and roll me a d100.
Of course. Yep. One
Oh,
Oh god.
is one best or worse in this scenario.
Somehow they find the fucking Kraken inlet.
So 1 sec, am I just bugged? What is with this?
No,
no, you're just
God.
rolling
No.
shit.
You
It is
just
the roll
rolled
of 1.
Yep, I'm just cursed this game. That's what this is.
I think our entire call session with us rolling nothing but D100s, we've had what,
Shit.
2 1s?
y'all, holy shit. That okay. So you guys
I rolled
go,
it out with a banger.
You guys go north. You guys travel.
But actually, we go south.
No, you guys go north. You went out the northern gate and you haven't looped around the town. Thankfully, you can see where the town is because it's on a field. It's in a flat land. And you guys,
this place supposed to be near a forest? No, I'm sure you know your way.
you guys continue north. Mr. Whitehill, go ahead and roll me a d20.
Okay,
Are we lost?
probably.
I mean, it's
16.
very likely. All right. So, well, thankfully, as you guys continue on your way, you don't run into anything horrible. You guys travel throughout the day, and thankfully don't run into anything that's utterly horrible and suck. But it's a near enough thing. And just I'm sorry, I really don't know.
Have
man,
you ever been beaten by a minotaur that doesn't know where the fuck he's going, so he get lost and you find a kraken in the land?
We find a
Kraken in the
desert. We
land.
find a sand leviathan, guys.
But thankfully, you guys travel on your way. And,
I just pull out my bass lute. Dun dun dun. Have you ever been beaten?
No.
The feel of Dowdy's belt.
My viewers can hear the fun sounds provided by tabletoppy.com, but I don't know if my players can.
No, unfortunately not with this.
I will work with it more, but for you, my audience, I figured I'd pull out a few more stops. But anyway, as they are making their way
Downtown
through
walking
the
fest.
Walking faster. We're definitely not homebound.
nope. They
Well,
are making
you're definitely not walking.
fair. At any rate, they continue on their way for a whole day, and eventually they arrive at a river. It is a river that, in fact, I will reveal it to you. This is the river that you arrive to. It is a river. You are at the river bend, and you can see that it flows to the southwest and seems to have its origin in the ocean, very likely. Which is very weird. The ocean flows into the river, not the other way around.
Uh-huh.
In this episode,
I look
of
to
Fucked Up is Fucked Up.
Theodore. Can I roll an intelligence check or something to see, like, that math that doesn't add up?
Go ahead.
In this episode of All Fucked Up is Fucked Up.
I booked
That's
it.
fucked up.
That's
Can I roll investigation?
Please do.
I rolled a 4.
I forgot to guide him. God damn it. I was eating
You didn't know
potatoes.
I was doing it, so...
I mean, I see you looking at the fucking water. And
I'm looking at the water,
I see
I'm looking
numbers.
up at, like, the... You see the numbers in the air.
I see the numbers in the air.
You see the numbers of Zorlin. Do you see them? What do they mean?
But in answer to all of your questions, you have no idea why this is working the way it is.
Like, why the water's flowing inland?
Yep, you have no idea.
Can I roll Arcana?
Sure, I'll allow you an Arcana check at a higher DC.
Hey, is this a downward
Well-
slope or an upward
Well,
slope?
you
with
know
water
what,
traveling?
Sorrelin?
It's downward.
I have no idea
Oh,
how
okay.
how the fuck this works, but I snap my fingers and there's like a plethora of spirits that just for a split second appear and of mages. I
Roll a
guide you.
d4.
Yeah.
22.
What you can tell is somehow, it doesn't make sense, but somehow the water is rushing inland because for some reason, somehow, it's almost as if this island is dry, but is also lower than sea level.
So everyone's gonna try to figure this out. Look at, So we were supposed to cross a crossing of rivers. I looked at Theodore.
This is weird. Did I go through the wrong gate? No, that can't be. We went through the north gate that they pointed out. Yeah.
As Altera's just kind of chilling on Sophie, looking at the compass. No, you were just supposed to go towards a bit more towards the left. Do you want me to lead?
Yeah, sure.
Well, it is
I'm gonna
nighttime
drink some
now.
water.
You guys have traveled all day, and it is about time to set up camp. So, would you like to set up camp here, or would you like to push the march, as it were?
Well, I haven't been walking too far. And with that, the cat, like, kind of shuffles and she kind of slumps off the mount for a second. I mean, if we were to keep going... Wow. And the cat just flops over.
Like a cat.
I guess we're not going.
Pretty kitty, you could always ride your master.
Yes, the old cat I have carried since he was a kitten. He was just always this big of a kitten.
The cat now pondering revolt.
And you see her.
Disgusted cat noises.
I know of a perfect spot, and I'm going to, I guess, use my feature then.
Please do.
Um,
Go ahead, and for our audience at home, please do tell them what your feature is.
So, we decided to give me a custom background feature because we didn't want to step on the toes of other players. So, my feature is called Campaign and Champagne.
Love it.
Your time in the field
Campaign,
over many marches and sleeping in less than ideal conditions have made you a master of setting up camp, even affording little luxuries that less knowledgeable soldiers would have a hard time acquiring, such as above-average field meals, warm places to sleep, easy latrine access, and plenty of drink.
Indeed. And so, our mercenary is able to set up a very nice camp. And
I'm going to have it that she's just a whirlwind of efficiency, while the old cat just kind of like lazily lies there, and then you see him just kind of walk off into the night.
Whilst Meredith is like going in this frenzy of setting up camp, I just pull out the loot and basically fly to the bumblebees this shit. No.
Well, for her, it's probably more like, hey, shorote. But she's humming. She's not a very good singer, but she's quite happy to be setting up camp and getting everything. So for me, do I need to do any rolls for, like, cook's utensils or anything? Should I?
Not for this.
Okay.
Oh, right. I did forget when they gave me the supplies. I guess they all forgot too. I just pull out the 5 days of rations that I have on me for some fucking reason. Well, it's one for each, I guess.
Please roll a survival check for the cat.
Sure.
I give one to the normal bird, one to the bird, and one to the others.
One to the bird? Who's the bird?
Bird.
The X-Beak.
Oh. I was gonna say, what the fuck is a bird?
You know, a bird that's
Actually-
extra bird.
Oh yeah, no, that makes sense.
Is
Yeah.
that like a champion fighter? Hey, we heard you like fighter, so we put more
Put
fighter
a
in your
little
fighter.
fighter in your fighter.
Yeah.
By the way, Joe Cat, we love you. You're awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I
We don't
and
care
I
if you're being
se-
unproductive.
and I seriously use all of your videos to explain D&D classes to people who have never played.
But yeah, I give 1 day of rations to everyone, and 1 day of rations to the bird.
I hand the ration back.
Tirador, darling, you're not the brightest tool you're not the sharpest tool in the shed, are you?
Fine, I take it back.
I have no fucking mouth.
That is
Fascinating how
true.
he talks, actually.
He has no mouth. He has never
You could
eaten.
have fooled.
He has never
You
drinking.
could have fooled me.
I have no mouth, yet I scream more than I should.
I mean, people with no brains think much more than they should.
Also true.
Take an
The
inspiration
point!
for that.
Like, we
Take
both
an inspiration
point.
for that. Oh, that was fucking gold. Oh man, I can't even with how fucking perfect that was.
But Tyrador, take it, please. I do not eat, I not drink, I do not sleep. You need it
You
more
do
than I
not.
do.
You do not drink.
Don't have the orifice for it.
You should well, try harder. Murda says with a joking smile as you see her poor little.
I mean, if you're brave enough.
I mean, there is magic in the world.
Not what I meant, dear.
You're not
She
If
just
you're
kinda
brave
tilts her
enough,
head.
even a cactus can bring some fun.
Wow.
The point to the creepy bird folk that's with us.
I will say, I know nothing about myself. I just know that if I crack anymore and break, I'm fucking dead. And I love life. Needs things to live.
Like an egg? Or a porcelain doll?
Yeah.
Nothing
like
wrong
an
with
egg,
dying. I
sure.
mean,
But you do see that mayhem, as you know, their gray skin is like cracked, and you see like magical energy just pulsing out.
Yeah, like
Every time they
venting
speak.
out.
Yeah.
With no hinges for a lid, yet inside golden treasure is hid.
Please don't eat our friend.
I'm pretty
I mean,
sure,
if he dies, I don't think you could yet either, so...
I'm pretty sure that if you crack me open, there will be an explosion.
Maybe. Just maybe.
Maybe that's how we
I
can
have
get rid
no
of the
idea.
mainland. We just drop this one on them.
How about we find others and we drop them? I
Okay.
quite enjoy living. Good.
The concern!
As you all set up camp and as this interesting conversation, we'll call it, is
Well,
I'm
had.
setting up my tent.
so I have to ask, how did you all get here? I mean, obviously ship, yes, but did you all meet the king? Like, how did this work?
So
With
all,
the
sovereign.
so all I will say is that the only one who was approached by nobility would be you, Azorlin, and that was more
Yeah.
of an order.
Because I'm a diplomat between two tribes already.
Yep.
And I was
Now-
told you're going here.
The rest of you all found your way into the employ quotation marks of Miss Tavi. Now,
Some of us are strong-armed.
however you got there is entirely your own business, but that is the end of your tale. So, everything else in the middle, you're welcome to come up with. So, please, by all
But
means,
the-
do share.
It's a very interesting tale that involves the cards and a cactus.
Really?
What kind of cactus?
What's a cactus?
Yes.
Describe it, please.
It might have been a porcupine. I have no idea.
When you have
Would
your
I know
story
what
straight,
it-
then tell us, please.
As there's a bit of a twitch again as the personality seems to flicker and Otera becomes a lot more stiff as they're putting up their tent. They start just saying in a bit of a monotone voice, "Some refugees are nothing but that, looking for a way out."
Well, I mean, we did
But
get
any-
here.
But anyway, it was I kind of swindled a lot of soldiers out of their coin, got caught. Happens.
Oh, I see. She looks thoroughly unamused.
Hey, I worked hard for that swindling.
I'm sure you did.
Sleight of hand does cost a lot of energy.
I just love that quote. I worked hard for that swindling.
It's actually a pretty good line. I think
I worked hard for that money I swindled, I'll have you know. Very pirate.
It's not stealing if they're not alive to keep it.
That's different than swindling.
They just weren't paying attention to what I was doing with my hands. It's not on me.
I'm sure you're very good with your hands. You must be a riot at the tavern.
You have no idea, darling.
To answer your question, I was already a diplomat and I got requested. I was forcefully requested by some people to join this expedition. I think it was to prove a point.
I believe the term used is voluntold.
I
May
quite
I
like
ask what that point was?
I was the emissary between the Beastmen and the Underworlders.
Oh, how'd that go?
I consider myself quite good at my job, but maybe too good.
They're not at war with each other.
They're not trying to kill each other at the current moment.
I see that as an absolute success then.
And I was told by someone that I needed to come here, and I think it was to prove that not everyone under his rule is so bad. I hope. I wonder how the country's doing in the absence of some diplomats.
You're welcome to roll an insight check if you want to try and insight the Underking.
Yeah, I would rather not, because I'm pretty sure he knows I'm inciting him, thank you.
I mean, you're still
It's
welcome
like,
to try.
I know, it's like the moment of why do I feel like I'm being offended from like halfway across the world.
In the side of the Beastman diplomatic team, you just see, what the fuck, man? What are we doing here?
That's true. Angemon is a diplomat to the trolls for the Beastmen. Or,
Yeah.
Well, for the trolls to the Beastmen.
So, diplomat, thief, and then looks over to our bird friend. Refugee? I don't think adds up.
As they finish putting up their tent and everything, they're going to walk over towards the fire and set up their own set of cook's utensils. You can just call me a survivor.
A survivor, I understand.
At least one of us.
And
as
then
they get to cooking.
you hear the a little bit of liquor being poured as she's handing around a mess kit with like a few bits of alcohol. So you're
Merlin
saying
gladly takes part. Theodore, you were our survival specialist, correct?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Great job you've been doing it so far.
We certainly have not
I'm not
died.
the best at surviving. I'm more of a hunter.
Alright.
I'm not the ones that usually, go out in the woods for 2 months and then come back. I normally go out for a week and then come back. Or 2 weeks. So, this is a bit of change of pace from my
Same probability of getting lost, I think.
You're never lost.
Higher.
You don't need to go anywhere.
I'm not so hot on the numbers.
I love that quote, but you do need to go somewhere. You were told where you needed to go.
Again, though, she's just merely she's trying to make, to
Not a
be fair,
fucking
she's
group.
trying to make
I need
Theodore
more
feel
tea for
good.
this.
True enough.
I have 10 charisma here. It's not always gonna work.
You're average!
I know, and I'm playing her as average. Sometimes she's quite charming, and sometimes she's socially awkward.
Fair enough.
I like to think of myself as, in real life, as someone with a charisma of 8. A lot of people
Mason?
don't like me, but you can get along with me pretty well if I try.
Mason, you have a charisma of 9.
Yeah, you need to spin defeat half feet.
You kind of have the squish vibe going.
So I have so what you're saying is I have just a little bit more charisma than I think I do, but not enough to actually make a difference, especially with the bonuses.
Yep.
That's why I said you gotta take a half feet.
So,
Gotta take a half beat next level.
Yeah.
Well,
Are you okay?
like
who's on watch?
So I am gonna say that the cat, with that survival roll, was not successful.
No, in fact, he comes back several hours later, grumpy.
My friend, and he merely, you see this like cat just kind of come over and like sit next to her, and one paw just bats her, and she immediately goes into her bag and gets out, I do have an item for this, soap and brushes, and immediately starts cleaning the cat.
Aww.
Twigs in his fur, anything that's been gone. And he
and-
just stares at the rest of the party. And, May, actually, because you did
It's just a
something
gr-
earlier he would
By
have
the way, is this-
definitely noticed.
Is this just a grumpy palace cat right now?
Kind of. I mean, funny, he has his own token. Here, let me put it up real quick.
Yep.
Perpetually pissed off cat, just like Mustafar.
Yep. But,
Josephine.
May, he looks at you for a second.
I keep
And
eye contact.
he's just staring, and then you see him do a pawing motion towards one of your spirits.
May just snaps their fingers. Well, before you do go to bed, let me regale you with the story of Sir Reginald von Battlesby, the greatest duelist that ever lived.
Yeah, kind of turns his head, and
Alright.
he looks invested.
And I regale you with the story of how this famous duelist just bested 20 men in a row and a cat that almost got the best of him.
You
in
see an eye
back-to-back
roll,
duels.
and Meredith, just laughs. He says, "Your story is not believable."
Story doesn't have to be, dear.
Well, he did tell me, as he points to nothing right beside him.
Well, lies and slander are a thing. And she continues cleaning the cat, who looks thoroughly pacified by her relaying his thoughts on the matter.
Take a day of rations out, I imagine.
Well, I
Yes.
did hand you one for free, so
Yeah, that was one for free.
Yeah, so White Hill is no more rations for him.
oh no, whatever will I do?
No soup for you.
I look to. What's your character's name?
Which one?
Callie?
Meredith.
Meredith. Sorry, I'm using the bottom as reference.
Yeah. The chat.
All I
is
see is
what
the
you're
cat and
pulling.
the coward.
Yep.
Meredith, yeah. Meredith, does your friend need some food?
She leans in. No, he lives off of brushing, affection, and occasionally the wild rabbit. And she gives him a scritch, and you just see him kind of like stare. It looks like he's like gonna be like fussy with her for a second, and then he just kind of lays back down and just accepting his fate. He is as old as time immortal. Told me from first life, always fearless. I'm to assume that's when he was first born.
Alright.
Thank you for offering. He is
Remembering
always
this
hungry,
story for later.
regardless of food. He is getting mighty plump, though don't tell him I said that. And you just get a cat chuff, you know.
Oh, he thick!
Yeah,
Oh Lord, he cometh!
I don't know how he can fly with those tiny wings. They're huge wings, but, you know, she's just teasing him.
Hummingbird like.
Just because I feel like the cooks in the audience will appreciate this. The cooking that Molly is doing at the moment is he's taking the hardtack and he's basically spritzing water around the pan to get it to soften up into more of a bread type. And he's using the hardtack and the jerky to make sandwiches. A sandwich.
Azorlan would be... After food, we shouldn't leave ourselves exposed. Does anyone have any plans for watch?
The old cat has it. He does not sleep.
I always stay awake as well.
But you'll have company.
Stay
You two
awake.
can keep each
You
other
can-
company.
Yes, you can learn to be friends.
This cat and I are going to develop a vendetta, I swear to God.
Me and this cat are gonna fucking murk each other, you watch!
Mill and I would wake up, there's like fur and shards of aether everywhere. And neither of them are anywhere to be found.
So the hilarious part about that is that, you know, out of character, you know, it's one of us is immortal.
Yep.
One of you, which one?
Yeah, the
The
old cat is, yeah.
Cat.
The cat doesn't give a...
If the cat dies, you can just summon it back.
Yeah, I literally can summon it back every time. So this thing has died so many times, it's just like, I don't care. It's a
just
Fight
tired
me,
of it.
cat.
scrub!
It's pretty much.
1v1 me.
Yeah,
IRL.
it's very much 1v1 me.
In Minecraft.
Except at this point, it's like, it's been so much, like, you guys are all just amateurs, and this one cat is just like, I've lived through everything.
I am a war veteran.
The cat is just like the main dude from Lethal Weapon. I'm too old for this shit.
Pretty much.
But, as you guys are relaxing, and as you guys rest, we'll have May and the cat roll a perception check.
But no, before we rest, I would say I am, however, not the most perceptive of the bunch. I do get distracted easily. So someone may have to wake up in case we don't want to die.
The cat will wake me if it comes to it. But I just... here, I'm gonna go ahead and roll. There we go.
Then I will get.
Yeah, it's only a 5.
I'll
Yeah.
spend second watch with.
It's
also a
I
5.
will say it can't be surprised, so at least there's that.
I'll spend second watch with the. What are you looking at, Mayhem?
Good question. Not even I though. I am made of magic.
He's a ghost, obviously. He doesn't eat, he doesn't drink, he doesn't breathe.
So basically, I take a long rest from like the warlock invocation of doing light activity through the long rest.
Capitalism.
I have a long rest of capitalism, baby!
Making the best of your short life, at least you're not sleeping it away.
But
Yeah,
I'll roll for a second
exactly.
watch. Because, taking turns is kind of the smart thing.
Miss Callie,
Mhm.
do you have a custom token for your...
I do.
Your character?
Feline.
Please.
I do. If you want me to use the token for herself, hold on, give me just a second. I'll just change the one I got real quick. If we're separated.
Because I am going to update everybody's token.
Yeah, give me just a sec. I'm gonna... Oh, do I just hand it to you in, like, Discord?
Yeah, just hand it to me through Discord.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then I'll, re-put my old one up. And then Discord... Let me get you... I got one for the cat, too, because sometimes we'll be separated.
Oh yeah, the one for the cat is working. I just don't have the one for you.
Cool, just a sec. I am getting it up.
I also have the idea of me
One by
slowly making
herself.
friends with this cat through animal friendship.
By the power of friendship.
And then
By the
I got
power
one
of
more
furries.
for when we're...
Friendship is magic,
And
magic is heresy.
here's the other one when we're together.
We're no longer on learning at school. We got budget cuts.
Alrighty.
There you go. Yeah, I had her make one for mounted, unmounted.
Nice.
I will figure out
kinda
how
cute.
to implement that in the game at a later point in time. Right now, I just need to get you.
I mean, I'm gonna assume we're most of the time gonna be...
I mean, yeah, I'll probably use the mounted as your default. If that's
Yeah.
alright with you.
Oh yeah, no, again, that'll be the default, and then, because yeah, most scenarios that's gonna be the case.
While I am setting that up, Callie, do please give the artist a shout out.
Oh, so, the artist is, let me make sure I'm saying this right, but it's Isabel Bartnicki. She's, next session I'll even give like a website link and everything, but, she has done all the artwork I've used for some of the last, few, ones when we, had the, damn it, I'm forgetting the name, Grim Hollow campaign. She also did the art for 293. She's takes commissions occasionally, etc., etc. And I'll get the details up next session.
And,
If you could get the name to me real quick.
Yeah.
Typed.
Here, I'll just type it in chat.
and yes, I will make sure that when I have those details for the YouTube video itself, because this will be going up on YouTube as it is currently being streamed on YouTube. Hi, my YouTube.
What's up?
I don't have hand tracking, so I don't know why I fucking waved like a goddamn moron, but I fucking waved like a goddamn moron. But anyway, I will once I get that information from the lovely Cali Cat, I will be putting all of that information in the description of the video. And I will be, of course, giving a link to Tabletopy, as they are a fantastic source. I have used and I have purchased, since getting the link, I have purchased their software and licensed to use their sounds. And yeah, it's all in all, this kind of stuff can't be done without many amazing people working behind the scenes to just make online dungeon mastering so much better. And yeah, these are just a couple of people who do fantastic work, and I think they need to be supported. But
So what do I and the cat see with our fives?
you and the cat see a whole lot of nothing, as you actually give up pretty like halfway through the night. Or actually, about halfway through the night, and you're just like picking along on your little loot, not really doing much of anything. And the cat is meanwhile batting at the fireflies and the other bugs and insects that come within its grasp.
I imagine that the cat is, while it's supposed to be paying attention, is just stare. Death glare, actually. Sometimes playing with the fire and everything, but like death glare at our, at me, because these two have some animosity.
Keep death glare and plucks away.
They're having a staring contest. Roll Constitution to see who wins.
I already had a staring contest between a kobold and a hawk today. I don't need a staring contest between an Aetherborn and a goddamn Fey cat.
I mean, the
Why
Fey
not?
cat's got proficiency
Because I
in it.
don't need it.
But everybody needs that.
I don't need it.
Well, I don't have bodily functions, so I actually don't blink.
Bodily functions?
Functions.
Well, I guess if they don't work, it is a function.
Yeah, that's pretty fair.
right. So,
At any rate, with that, Altera, you said you wake up at some point in the night?
Yes, for second watch.
Okay, so you wake up and you see the cat staring at the Aetherborn, and the Aetherborn, for the most part, ignoring the cat and just strumming away at his instrument.
At least I'm not the only one that's strange here.
You are not.
And for my watch, I'm actually going to spend it in the air, just kind of hovering.
Alright, fair enough. Roll a perception check with advantage because you are... Well, you are in your element. It is night, you are an owl, and you're in the air, my gal.
I strum a chord
lady.
I strum a chord and spirits of these explorers from somewhere you don't recognize just appear in front of you for a second, and you are guided.
So plus D4?
Yep.
Yep.
Cool, so it's going to be a dirty 20.
Alrighty. With a dirty 20, you do see something. Coming at you, coming at your tent, rather, are a number of figures. You can't make out exactly what they are, but they are bipedal animals, and they are rushing towards your camp.
I will call out loud, "Creatures incoming!" And look over to start diving.
And
I strummed the start of Gerudo Valley. Dun, 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 dun.
yeah.
And with that, allow me to finish the tokens, and then I will bring up some more appropriate sounds. Oh, I really should have played that.
Also, I did find the site for your artist there, Callie. I got that sent all over and everything.
Thank you.
Alright, I will be sure to post that in the YouTube description. Mason, will you actually is it possible for you to link that in the Twitch chat right now?
I already did.
Thank you. And danger.
Oh no!
I love we're all like, we all just go to immediately different battle themes.
Yeah, we were
I
all
was
over the
thinking
place there.
Pokemon battle theme. Someone else was thinking like Majora's Mask.
Gerudo Valley.
Yeah, we all went to
Upgraded them.
completely different combat themes, and I love it.
Oh, the website has your avatar character. Nice.
Did they? Nice. Yeah, she was super proud of that one.
I mean, it was fantastic. I am sorry that I fell in love with this game and this idea. So, at some point, we will revisit it.
Yeah, she really liked doing the historic clothing for the Anue tribe.
Alrighty. Let me change up the music a little bit. Wow.
Avant-garde, cat!
Time to stop being pissy and time to be pissy at something else.
Just grabs Meredith, who's like shaking sleep off, and just like you see it grab her with like the front paws and lower his head.
By the scruff.
You know how like a cat picks up a kitten and just throws you on her
Exactly.
back?
Yeah, I think actually that's a better way to do it. And
Like,
she shakes awake, and you just
It's just
see her grab his neck and actually like pull herself up over him. Pretty familiar with this motion.
And while I was in the air, I would have my short bow ready just for the quick sake of what I have up and ready.
Yeah, the cane is nearby me, ready to be pulled out.
And let me. And a duh. So, These creatures come at you from all sides, pretty much, and are very small, agile, but are lizards. Kind of. As
Did
you
we
all...
get a battle map?
You're about to.
Oh, okay. I'll shut up.
And I need to add a light source to the map. Yes, turn on dynamic lighting, please.
Sorry, I love Mason's avatar up there, just vibing to the battle music.
His yeah, his V2.
Yeah, I love Mason's YouTuber up there. It's just like we're all just kind of vibing to the battle music while waiting.
That's actually pretty good.
All right, can everybody see the map?
Yes.
Yep.
Yup.
Yeah.
All right, and
Oh, we're in danger.
yeah, there's a lot of these little buggers. So
Sure.
everyone, please roll initiative. And because you had a scout waiting, there is no surprise round for these creatures, as they.
I'm happy about that.
Ooh. Okay, Autoria's going first. I think.
I gotta roll.
Oh, I got bad.
And
11. Hey, Meredith.
yeah, hey.
I have a question
I
for
have an answer.
our DM. On the way out of the tent, may I cast Mage Armor?
I will say sure.
I had to burn a spell slot for it anyway, so...
I know. I will say sure.
Thank you, Benevolent DM, for the moment.
For my axe beak, I was figuring it would work under the assumption of it's only going to fight back if it gets attacked.
Correct. And these creatures aren't looking at that as a threat, or rather, aren't looking at your axe beak as prey. They're looking at you guys as prey.
Got it.
They, for some reason, seem to want to ignore your axe beak.
Blue. Stop. Get the fuck away, Blue.
I'm fine
Get
with
out of here.
that. I just want to be
don't
noted
ref
that
I
so
wanna
we're
see-
not having to roll for initiative for it or anything. It's just going to work in defense.
So, Auria, you are currently flying. You are how many feet up, did you say?
I would be hovering at about 20.
Okay.
One quick question. I don't show up in the turn order, I think.
Oh,
Did you click on your token?
I think I forgot to click my token.
Click your token.
It was a
Yeah.
21, though. Yeah. Click
Yep.
the token again. Just a second. Okay, I gotta zoom out just a sec, because I can't even find my token.
I can roll initiative for you if you need.
No, it's all good. I got it. I got it. Just took me a sec.
No,
And then, but it was just a 21.
yeah, that's
So I just
fine.
yeah.
So just click on your token, click initiative. I will adjust the initiative.
Cool,
Because
got
with
it.
With a nat 20, for those of you who do not know how I personally run nat 20s on initiative, if you get a nat 20 and there is a creature who would tie you, basically he rolled the same initiative score. You do not worry about dex, you do not worry about any other modifiers. Wow.
Okay.
Well, so don't need no adjustment needed, I think.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, one slight adjustment in that I will...
Wait, I had my token clicked and it didn't show me again.
No, it did.
No, it did. Yeah, 1.21.
You were all the way down at the bottom.
Got
Yeah,
it.
it always automatically sets at the bottom.
Yeah. But, so, how I do nat 20s is if you and another creature roll off and you tie, but one of you has the natural 20, I give that creature the initiative priority. So, in this case, Meredith and one of these velociraptors, because yes, that is what they are, since they both rolled a 21, but Meredith was a nat 20, then she gets to go first.
Oh, by the way, how about the other ones that have the same initiative as some of us?
What is your initiative? What is your dexterity modifier, May?
+3.
All right, so you're going to go before it, and Theodore, Azorlin, your initiative, your dex mod.
Great.
Okay. I have a fast party. Alrighty.
Xavier is a bit faster.
Auria. Go ahead on.
Okay. I'm guessing they can see me up. They've seen me up in the air as well. on that,
No.
So
You are
no.
You are 20 feet in the air, and they are tiny creatures. They were not looking in the air.
Oh, lovely. So I get my sneak attack. So I am going to fire at an arrow directly at the one closest to me, which I believe is also the one closest to Tyrdor. Well, next
Equidistant,
closest,
two
yeah.
of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
But yeah, I will be shooting at that one there. Sneak attack, toggle on, short bow, and I roll it with at advantage. G?
Yes,
Or-
please.
Yes. Submit. Ooh,
Fuck him
20
up.
to hit.
20 will definitely hit the Velociraptor.
12 damage.
5 sneak, 7 piercing.
Alrighty, and it's this one down here. Down here at the bottom.
The one just here.
Oh, okay, that one. So that one just, you shoot it and it dies. As you just put an arrow straight through the top of its head. And you watch as it thunk doof, 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 into the dirt.
And that is all I will be able to do right now.
Meredith, you're up.
All right. I would like to rage.
I would
And
like to rage.
Rawr.
And
Rawr.
so how high is this? Because I obviously I have to go up 5 feet, right? So is the tent like 5 feet or up, or do I just go? Well, I'll just go 10 feet up. Why not?
Okay.
Diagonal?
So that'll actually be up in the air,
Alrighty.
and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 35. So yeah, plenty of movement.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to, because I went 20 feet in a straight line, so that's a charge. So, so
As
where's
she's
that?
charging, just pulls a piece of paper, tally one off.
And that's a reckless attack. So 15.
15 will hit.
What Captain Coin?
16. Oof.
And you impale this thing all the way on your lance and carry it away with you, dead.
All right.
Meat is back on the menu, boys.
So, I have. So let me just make sure I'm calculating this right. So I went 10 feet up, 25 over, so that's 35. So I have 10 extra movement.
You can get in range of any of them.
So here's
that
the
are
thing.
close to you.
You see this moment where she's charged, she's skewered this thing. The cat is roaring into battle with a cat noise. You see he's very, very proud of Meredith for a second as he looks at you, May, and has to make a decision here. Because there's the raptors that are all like close down there. And with a sigh, a visible sigh, you see this cat go. 1. And I can't see because it keeps pulling the whole map, so let me make sure that it doesn't cross into that. Right there. And so yeah, I'm 10 feet up, so I can still get opportunities attack with the lance, and yeah. That is my turn.
Alrighty.
So he does make the decision to kind of try to block for you.
This one comes charging at you, Azorlin,
Yeah.
and it launches at you with some claws. Nat 1 does miss. Azorlin, please roll me a D100, as we are using my fumble table.
Oh, sorry, what?
Fumble table. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Roll D100.
It is just a regular miss as it bites or it slashes out at you, and you just lift your coils away from it, and then it tries to bite at you. With another nat 1, go ahead and roll me another D100.
And balance has been restored.
That is a
dear
4. Hey, Azorlin, do you want to make a free attack of opportunity on this thing?
Yeah, sure.
Bunk it with a stick.
I mean, Azorlin can technically use any attack that she could normally use as an attack of opportunity to attack this thing.
Does that mean she can constrict the fucking thing?
Yes, it does. And yeah, that was half the reason. I'm not strong, but I'm gonna try it.
Don't worry, it's not strong either.
I have to roll athletics though.
Well, roll an athletics check. Grappling is technically a special attack action.
Buff snake.
Not a bad roll, yeah.
Yeah, no, you wrap it up pretty neatly.
So it takes 1d6 minus 1 damage. I don't have a grapple.
Roll a
thing for
d6.
this. So it takes 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, you hear
And is
several
restrained?
things. You hear several things crack, snap, and pop.
Is it grappled or restrained?
It's restrained.
Yeah, technically this is restrained.
And I'm starting to, like... I have, like, a set of music here on her side, like a chain of different musics, and she's getting ready to, like, pick one out.
Yep.
Fair.
And this Velociraptor is going to charge at Tyrador as he's up with his with a weapon in hand. That is a 12 to hit you. That misses.
Oh yeah, like the people that were sleeping, they don't have armor on, do they?
No one is wearing heavy armor, so everybody can sleep in their armor.
I don't know, fair.
And
I
I'm
have
only
no
running.
idea at all.
And I'm only running the rule that heavy armor, while you're sleeping in it, only means that you don't technically recover exhaustion.
Alright. Now I know.
Yeah, that Xanthar rule is actually really bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I figure it makes sense for exploration purposes.
Oh, yeah.
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 It's mostly you don't want to rust your armor. It's less
Yeah.
to do with the you can't and more of the I don't want
You
to
shouldn't.
damage it because I'm out in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, we had that conversation where I pull up all the accounts of soldiers sleeping in their armor for months.
Joan of Arc and Beowulf being your most
Yeah,
famous
ex-
examples.
Joan of Arc literally is a young girl wearing her armor for long periods of time.
Yep.
Alright.
But our complaints of D&D aside,
Yeah.
Azorlin is being attacked by another Velociraptor. This one has advantage, and it's going to claw at you. A 10 does not hit you, I take it.
No.
And it's going to try to bite you, and a 9 does not hit you.
Wow.
Alright.
This creature is going to run past the kitty cat, so go ahead and make your attack of opportunity there, Meredith.
Okay, it's just a normal roll. Reckless doesn't apply on opportunities, so... And I didn't charge, so it's just a normal hit.
Yep. Take that! A 10 misses, as it is just too low to the ground, and you underestimate the distance. And you come up short.
Oh, the cat gets
Yeah, the
gets
cat
one if
also
he's
gets one.
underneath me.
Yes,
Yeah.
the cat does get one too.
Yeah, the cat technically gets one on his reaction, so
Yes.
it's not a great hit, but
Yeah.
Does the fumble
God damn
count
it.
as my reaction, out of curiosity?
Say again? No.
Does the fumble count as my reaction?
No.
Okay. I had to ask.
Yeah, no, and that's fair. When I use the fumble table, it does not count as your reaction to take the free attack. This is why I call it a free attack of opportunity.
Okay,
It is.
cool.
It is merely the creature failing so bad that
It fell into
creates
the
an
coils
opening.
and I just...
Yeah, it created an opening for you.
Alright.
But with your cat missing and your lance pointing down, you've never fought these creatures before, Meredith. You've never seen these creatures before. So it makes sense that you're not quite familiar how to fight them.
it is quite fast.
Yep. But
It is like some kind of bird, a raptor, perhaps.
It is very fast. Yeah.
They're moving at
Mr.
velocities we can't handle.
Shut the fuck up. Mr. Mayhem, you are being attacked with a 16. Does that hit?
And it's trying to claw me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go. You know what? My cat looks more appetizing, doesn't it? And I'm gonna silvery barbs.
Okay.
What? Someone took the spell!
Go
High
ahead.
five, wait!
Go ahead and click on Silvery Barbs.
It rolls again and takes the lower.
Yep, so it rolls again. So it rolled a double 19.
God damn it. Yeah, hits. And I'm
So-
gonna choose myself for the advantage.
Alrighty. Of course, so, you take 4 points of slashing damage,
Yep.
and it's then going to try and bite you. That is an 8, so it does not.
Like, claws up your chest and tries to bite your face.
And
And I just go, no. Just whack it in the nose with the with the cane.
Oh!
Mr. Mayhem, it is your turn.
Right. I'm gonna go. Who's next? I just go. Well, Theodore, my friend. You know, these beasts are quite strange. And, you might fail, die even, but at least it won't be fucking boring! And I'm throwing him a bardic inspiration.
Oh,
Theodore, do you feel inspired?
I feel quite inspired. I'm get to kill something I haven't seen before.
There you go. All right, you now have your bardic inspiration.
And I'm gonna go. Well, Reginald,
Reginald?
and I'm gonna use my action to spend my tail and have Reginald attack this Velociraptor in front of me.
All right. How does this work for a spirit bard?
I'm using my action to spend my tail, and depending on the effect and the target, there's a different effect. This one is a melee spell attack within 30 feet that deals 2d2 bardic inspiration dice plus my charisma as
Alright.
force damage. And I do
Well-
have advantage on this.
Go ahead and make the attack. Well, with the nat 20. So go ahead and roll 2d6 plus whatever your charisma mod is.
So that's 15 damage.
Yeah, so you just... Reginald cuts this thing's head off.
You see this pompous human appear with a dueling saber. It just goes. It just gives a nod to May and the cat,
Yeah, the
and
cat
just goes.
Yeah, you see the
Just
cat
cut
kind
it
of
off.
spit a little bit. Meredith says he's still slower.
And I'm going to get behind the fucking Minotaur. And below the behind the Minotaur, below the owl.
Fair enough. This Velociraptor is gonna attack Azorin
Okay.
with a 23 to hit. You take
Fucking stop! Fucking stop it, guys! Silvery barbs again.
Okay. Yeah, because you got your reaction back. So claws.
How
That's
much damage do I take?
You don't take anything because Mr. Zoros, or Mr. Mayhem, silvery barbs it, and it rolled a 9.
Thank you.
However, it is going to try to bite you.
Okay.
That is a
And
16 to hit.
and for advantage, I
That-
give it to sorry, because I need to decide this when I cast the spell. I give it to Azorlin. I give it to Azorlin.
16 hits you, Azorlin?
yes, but actually no, because I cast shield.
Alrighty. So it launches itself at your face, ready to bite you, and it slams into this ethereal musical note as you watch these musical notes slowly form this magical shield around Azorlan.
As I draw them from one of the hexagons at my waist.
This one is going to run up to Tyrador and try to claw you and fail, and try to bite you and fail. God.
The tank.
Hey, Azorlan, you're up.
Yeah.
You do have advantage on the next saving throw, ability check, or attack.
Okay.
Cool.
No, not
Thank
you.
you.
The snake.
Okay. Just making sure.
Although you have
Thank
a
you.
D6 you can add to an attack roll or a saving throw,
Or an
or
ability
an ability
check.
check. Excuse me, Mr. Tyrador.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'd
okay.
like to... Has anybody taken damage?
Hi.
Yeah, Zoros, and you.
Where the fuck is Zoros?
He's
I haven't
underneath.
taken any damage, have I?
Oh no, never mind. You have not. He's under. The.
I'm under
Oh.
the owl.
Under the alto. Got it. I'm trying to judge distance really quick. First of all, I'm gonna do my bonus action to deal a d6 bludgeoning damage to the thing I have coiled.
Roll it. And you crush it again, and it goes limp in your coils.
Alright, I need to do a quick measurement really quick from here. Alright, from here, so these two... Not this one, unfortunately, I can't get those two yet. But this is my center origin, I'm casting Wither and Bloom.
Oh!
Click the spell, please.
In Sylvan, I had something to actually had. If does anybody speak Sylvan besides me?
I actually do.
No.
So you would hear Lady of Rot and Growth work together for this brief moment.
Yeah. There's a hiss, and you can hear that cat yowling a little bit in the distance. Because
So
the cat understands the same language as I do.
yeah, only 4 points of necrotic damage, and I need to roll a. And then I need to roll a separate d6 for healing.
Spend one of its unspent hit dice. So if you're choosing me, I'd roll one of my hit dice, not you.
Yeah, no, I unspent hit dice equal to the number rolled plus the modifier. Yeah, so I'm choosing you to heal.
Yep. So roll your
Okay.
hit die, Whitehill.
So
Meanwhile,
I
these.
just have a question. What's your spellcasting modifier?
4.
Okay, I don't need to roll. I spend one and I go back to 4.
Okay.
I'm healing.
I only
what
lost
do.
4 hit points.
Fair.
So, she would grab that, say that, and as black vines would, like, burst out, and a small group of flowers burst around the, Aetherborn. But everyone else gets, like, stabbed by necrotic vines.
The crack that the thing opens just closes.
The two raptors get skewered on the vines and seem to be pretty damaging. Also, all of the plant life in that area is just withered and died.
Except around the Aetherborn, which has grown slightly more.
Indeed.
Interesting.
Tyrador, you're up, my big Minotaur friend.
Hey, it's my turn. 1 sec. I'm going to go to. Let's see.
This
I'm
is
gonna-
the moment where we see a Minotaur throw a Velociraptor.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
technically
the moment we
speaking-
see a Minotaur beat a Velociraptor with another Velociraptor.
Nah, I'm gonna just spear them both through together. No, I don't think I
mean,
can actually do that.
So technically speaking, Matt, just so I'm very clear, with your thrown weapon, I would allow you to throw an enemy into another enemy if you succeeded in a grapple.
Could I do it if they're like right next to me, right in front of me?
So you'd have to roll a successful grapple check, and then you would have to roll a strength. It would be a strength-based weapon attack at range, but I would allow it.
So essentially, it'd be like using my javelin. Okay. What do I got to do for a grapple check on this boy right here?
So it is a athletics check.
Athletics. Okay. What does inspiration give me again? Because I'm
It is
very
a
bad.
D6.
It is a D6 that you roll.
Okay, and I can.
If you want, and you can roll first and see if you don't like it or you like it.
Yep.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll an athletics check.
Yeah, we're gonna.
No. Roll the check first, and then you can see if you need the D6 or not.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
like
you
you
roll
rolled
you-
a 20,
you do
so you
not.
wouldn't need to use it.
Got
Yeah.
it. Okay.
So
It's
Right.
when you choose.
I thought you meant roll the inspiration first.
No. So my question is, Matt, do you want to throw either Velociraptor at this Velociraptor, or do you want to just use it like a club and smash a Velociraptor?
I'm gonna use it as
Actually,
a
no,
club
wait.
and
Sorry.
smash this
Sorry.
one.
Sorry.
So
I
I
did
do have a
say-
question here.
1 second. I did say
Oh, good.
that you have to throw it, so you would have
Okay.
to aim at a target that is not within melee range.
Okay. I will throw it at this one.
Okay. What was your question, Callie?
Is it still considered a ranged attack?
Yes.
That
it
would be
is still-
disadvantage.
It's still considered him throwing the Velociraptor at another creature is a ranged attack. Yes.
Yeah, so in melee it would be a disadvantage.
I mean,
Well, he is
it's
not
not.
in
He's
melee
not.
with the creature he's
he's
throwing at.
No,
Yeah.
if you're in melee at all.
He has he has
That's
fighting
how
style
that's how
templates that-
you have disadvantage when
Give me a
ranged
second.
attack in melee.
Give me a second.
I thought the fighting style also prevented that.
No, not the dueling
not this
one.
No,
No,
he
not-
doesn't have.
Or not the
dueling.
dueling, the thrown one, no.
Yeah, I'm throwing a weapon.
Yeah, it's to prevent you from using it in melee. Because otherwise you would just pick up dueling.
Strangely, take crossbow expert. It will fucking help you.
Yeah, crossbow expert or gunner. Yeah, I'll let
Gunner
you get over
doesn't give
that.
you the crossbow expert thing.
No, gunner actually, or is it only for firearms? But it removes the disadvantage
doesn't.
at range.
I'm pretty sure it doesn't actually.
Yeah, I'm
Oh, you
looking
guys
at the
can
gunner
argue
feat.
that at another point.
Okay. me look at
So,
the gunner
aiming
feat.
a
I
ranged
just-
attack is more
wow.
difficult when a foe is next to you. When you make a ranged attack
Yeah.
with a weapon, spell, or some other means, you have disadvantage on the attack roll if you are within 5 feet of a hostile creature. Alright, so I will say that yes, technically you have disadvantage. But you have a
Yep.
d6 you can add to the roll.
Yeah. Okay. So let me disadvantage.
Roll the attack first.
Oh yeah, I gotta roll the attack. I'm just putting it on the disadvantage thing.
Yeah.
And then should I just use my javelin stat?
You're not technically proficient with
using strength.
Velociraptor.
Just roll strength.
Yeah,
Just
just
roll
roll
strength?
strength plus your strength mod. So roll a d20 twice.
You can just roll strength at disadvantage.
I mean,
Yeah, just roll
strength
strength.
at
Okay.
disadvantage. So
And
that's a
then
9.
add-
Now roll a d. Now, I'll allow
If you
you
want,
to
you
keep
can
that
roll a
6.
d6.
Okay.
I'll allow you to keep that 6 because I'm nice like that.
Thank you.
So,
So 15.
so you do hit the other Velociraptors. So, what I would like you to do is roll 2d6.
2d6. Okay.
Plus your strength.
Yes, plus strength mod.
Does this thing technically have the thrown weapon property if I'm throwing it?
So it's plus
Probably
2.
not.
I mean, no.
Worth a shot.
So 8.
So that's 8 points of damage. So, whack! As this Velociraptor is thrown into the other one. This one is prone and takes 8 points of damage. The other one is not prone, but does take 8 points of damage.
Okay.
There you go. you have a bonus action. How would you like to spend that?
I will.
And movement.
Well, yes,
It disengages the whole action, so.
Yep, disengage is a whole action.
One sec. Got it. I'm gonna use Zephyr Strike, and I'm gonna move away. That way, I don't have to take attacks of opportunity.
Alrighty, so
I'm gonna
your movement does not provoke attack of opportunity. You are faced.
Well, you could have done that first.
And I'm gonna go over here, and I'm going to reassess my combat situation with allies next to me.
Alrighty.
And that's it. That is the end of my turn.
You're a dick.
And you have used your bardic inspiration. Alright,
Yes.
so this Velociraptor, after having his ally thrown at him, jumps over him and runs over to the Aetherborn,
God damn
and
it.
attacks you. That is a natural 20 for it to attack.
Wait, I rolled a natural 20.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is a nat 20.
God,
Yeah, Matt. You know, the fucking tank goes behind the bard. It's great.
I mean, he's a ranged dude. He was never meant to be the tank.
I'm a guy who
has a
can take
spear.
some hits.
He has a throwing spear.
No,
Oh,
he has a normal
I
spear.
have 2 spears.
And
Yeah,
a
you
shield.
got one you could use
you
in
take
melee.
8 points of damage, Mr. Aether.
Sure.
Ladies, you're both pretty.
And its bite attack misses. This Velociraptor is going to run up to the cow.
You deserve
That's
what's
a
what's
12.
coming to you.
That's a 17. Neither attack hits.
God damn it.
You're right, he deserves what he's not getting.
And this one is going to run up to Azorlin.
Oh shoot, 3 of them.
Claw. Bite. The claw attack is a 21 to hit.
That doesn't.
Because the shield, yeah.
Because of shield.
The shield is a +5. Your current armor class is a what?
60. Oh, yeah, it does hit.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Damn.
I was like, that math, don't math.
Sorry.
You take 5 points of slashing. You're all good.
Yeah.
I'm just giving you shit. Because we friends, and I can do that.
You
Yeah.
don't give your friends shit. Can you really say you're friends?
No. No, you cannot. It just has enough movement to get to you, Mr. Aetherborn. As this one is going to claw and bite at you, and it does have advantage. Does a 15 hit?
Mhm. Just.
Alright, so you only take the claw attack, which is 3 slashing damage. Its bite attack
Yep.
misses you. Hey, Altera, you have 2 targets directly beneath you.
Yep. And I'm going to pierce that one that just went at my friend.
Alright, roll it. With advantage. Because
Sure.
you're now...
Oh.
Because now it's just a matter of the angle is extreme. And it can't defend, so 23 hits. Roll with sneak. And again,
It's
just another
fucking dead.
headshot.
When does shield go away?
Your...
Part of your turn.
Beginning of your
Yeah.
turn.
The beginning
Yeah,
of
the
your
beginning of... Okay, so it's still up. That was my
Yeah.
question.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
shield lasts a whole round. That's why you
Um,
always take it.
At this level, I can't really do much else, so... I am going to... Yeah, I'll give up the stealth just to make sure that other people I can take a bit of a burnt for other people too, and I'll fly down I'll fly down and just to here,
Alright.
and I'll land next to our lovely Aether.
Alright. The Velociraptor lets out a startled roar as you land.
What would it be to draw my rapier again?
That'll be your bonus action.
Yep, there we go.
Meredith, you're up.
Alright. So I'm kind of divided here. Got 3 of them on you. Yeah, that's probably gonna be the way to go. Alright. I'm going to use... I'm going to go ahead, Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and... So my bonus action is gonna be used to have the cat attack, but for now, we're going to go
Changer le bayonet.
1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, more than enough room to do the charge. Oh, god damn it. There we go. So right
You
there.
can click and use the arrow keys on your keyboard to move Kelly.
Oh, that would be handy.
Like, click your tile and then click your token and then just...
So I'm actually gonna move one more forward.
Hey, that's useful.
If you didn't know, that's something you can do.
Yep, I'm gonna move one more forward. That's alright. And attack the one farthest from me, or otherwise I have disadvantage with the lance, so.
Okay.
So this one right here. Yeah,
Oh,
that
the
one.
Okay.
And that'll be a reckless attack.
Okay.
So we're gonna start there.
For cat and coin,
Yeah.
apparently.
Yep, because it is a charge. I accidentally lowered my character sheet. There we go, because I gotta deal with the cats too.
You can double click a character sheet and it minimizes it in the window for you.
Just double clicking it does.
No, double click above the name and it
Yeah.
will minimize it into like a slightly
Transparent.
translucent name tag.
22 will hit, though.
Yeah, 20.
It's fucking dead.
And then the cat will attack the one that's right in front of. Well, they both are, but you know what I mean. The one
Yeah,
right
I know.
beside.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Roll it.
That's my bonus action, so the cat is going to roll. I'm trying to make it smaller. There we go. Get the other one up. Get the cat up. Yep.
The cat's tired.
I keep missing on the cat.
The cat's fucking tired.
Cat does
Leave the
miss.
cat alone.
Yep.
Alrighty.
And that is all I can do.
Alright. This Velociraptor is going to jump on the stump and say, "Boy, let me tell you what," as he bites and claws at the burb. That is advantage on both because of pack tactics, so that's a 15 and a 17 to hit.
Yep.
You take 6 from the bite and 5 from the 5 from the claws, so 11 total piercing slashing.
Ow. Ooh. White, you're lucky I love you. Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just still been alive with 11. But that's its turn, and Mr. Mayhem, it's your turn now.
Okay, mental note, not inspiring the Minotaur again.
You son
Look,
of a beach!
I threw a fucking Velociraptor.
Yes, you did, and then you left me to the fucking wolves, aka
Also, I will state this for a bit of flavoring as well. When this battle started, I went into the stiff militaristic look.
Fair.
Sure.
Alright, what am I doing here? Like, from behind my back, I just, like, when a magician just throws a card, I throw a card behind my back, and I'm going to spend a bardic inspiration and roll a d6 here. 5? Okay, what is that?
I do not know.
Okay.
Well,
This is wild magic sorcerer, but as a bard,
yeah, kinda.
pretty much.
Okay, I have a question. The two Velociraptors, as I lean and look towards the Velociraptors that are next to a Zorlin and fucking Meredith, are they more interested in the big cat that just arrived or a Zorlin?
The snake they can reach, who's on the ground.
Yeah, they could probably reach the cat too, right?
Mm-mm.
No?
The
Nope.
cat's flying.
They are super small.
Yeah. Surprised, no jump. Raptor got no jump.
Oh,
Well,
hold on, I need
technically,
to think
according to
about
D&D
this.
rules, it has negative jump, but
What?
Yeah, D&D's
Yeah.
dumb with jumps.
it has a 6 strength, Callie.
I know, but what? A Velociraptor doesn't jump?
Right?
Yeah,
Wow.
it's stupid.
Yep. Yeah, all of them get their DMing taken back. No damn tools for you.
I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to allow it to take an attack of opportunity.
Okay. That's a 22.
Sure, I'll take it.
You take 4 points.
Right?
Piercing damage
Down
as
to
it
9.
bites you.
I go. Okay. What's that? Atra, how are you looking? Bit rough?
Yeah, pretty rough.
Okay.
Honorable Burb is not looking happy.
I'm gonna go. Well, Atra, this will be interesting as I just run my hand through the shaft of the cane and just tap it twice on the floor. You see, a man in with a spectral, tight blue suit with a star on his chest, a shield. You could call it America's ass.
I get it.
Hey, cat.
As the tail of the Avenger is put on you.
Which, for our audience at home,
Whenever you are hit with a melee attack, they take force that for 1 minute. Any creature that hits you with a melee attack takes force damage equal to a roll of my bardic inspiration die. And I move 20 feet.
be shielded by America's ass.
Be shielded by America's ass. I'm going to just go by this sleeping bag and be like, oh, that's pretty good. And get back the turn.
This Velociraptor is going to attack a Zorlin with claws and a bite.
I'd like to use my reaction if I could.
You certainly can.
Yeah, as the cat anyway. That's the only one I can think. I think because the cat is technically 5 feet, right? I'm getting a little confused with the up and down here.
So the Velociraptors can't
sensible.
reach you, you can reach them.
Yeah, I didn't think I could reach them, so I didn't think... Yeah.
Alright.
Is there any way I could say I just lowered down because I had enough movement? Or I'm
Yeah,
just getting a
that's
little
okay.
confused. Yeah, just for the one so that they can... Because, yeah, then I realized it wouldn't have mattered which one I would have attacked with the lance.
Yeah.
Because then I was already
Yeah.
in the air. It's going to take some practice here.
Yeah, no, that's actually smart. I should just keep 5 feet in the air because these things are too fucking short to reach me up there.
Yeah. So the cat has a reaction. I'm just trying to read it. When an
It's when
ally,
it's
oh,
hit.
it's only when they're hit. So yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead and roll.
You can wait.
Well,
I can wait.
neither attack hit.
Okay, cool. I still got an opportunity on the other one.
So this one manages to spend half its movement to struggle to its feet. And it launches itself at the burb. That's a claw attack.
And I am going to go ahead and use Skirmisher and move up to half of my speed away. Does not promote.
That's at the end of its turn.
You
It's
can-
not.
No,
you can
it
move
is.
your difficult pin down. You can move up to half your speed as a reaction when an enemy ends its turn. Yeah, you know, peace, right?
Oh,
I
it's
had
not
this.
my turn.
I had this bite me in the ass so many times in a different campaign. I'm sorry.
Okay, fair.
This is why we click abilities.
Yeah.
There you go. So, With that, it does bite with a 16. Does 16 hit you?
Yes, it does.
Whitehill, you have an ability that triggers?
It takes 2 damage.
Alrighty. Well, does it negate the damage, or does it allow the damage to continue, is the better question.
No, it just takes the fucking damage. It hit him, it gets hit by
I
American
still
Math.
get hit,
Alright, so
but so does
you
it.
take 5 slashing from its claws as your shield-bearing hero smacks this thing into death.
Oblivion.
And
Don't by the
Azorlin,
ass.
you're up.
Alright.
Language.
Could I use the skirmisher with it dead now?
Technically, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I am going to use that 15 to go directly up 5 and then just over to here.
Bada bing.
As
10, 10, that's 15, fuck. Centered on you? No. Yeah, I have to center it on, our
Minotaur.
Minotaur so I can hit the Owlin. I'm casting my other use of Wither and Bloom.
Alrighty.
So con saves.
I mean,
For the Raptors, yep, that's 1, 2, 3. All of them fail.
9 points of necrotic damage.
Alright.
Oh, that's good.
And the other 2 are barely up, as they are seriously injured.
And you can spend one of your hit dice.
This
with an
one's also
heal.
in range. This one and this one are also hit by that?
Yep. They are alive,
And-
but barely.
Okay. I tried to click it, sorry. And you can roll 1 use of your hit die plus 4 to heal.
Mason.
Mason.
am I actually in that circle? Because I am also 5 feet up.
It's a
Uh,
10
It's a
foot
10-foot radius.
Okay.
It's like a dome.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yay, 1 hit.
D8 plus
roll
4.
1d8.
Plus 4, so 12.
So 10.
You get 12 hit
no,
points
so
back.
10.
Oh,
actually.
yeah, because it added his con mod.
Equal. No. You can rate a number of hit points equal to the roll plus your spellcasting modifier, not plus 2.
So yeah, it's
Oh.
10 instead of
It's
8.
10. Yeah. 10 instead of 8.
Yup.
Okay.
That's what I said. And why I said it.
Okay.
So, Azorlin, did you want to roll your hit die?
I can't. Can I do that to myself too with that? I thought I can
no,
only
it
choose
says
one
one
ally.
creature.
It says 1, yeah.
It is one creature. That's the
Yep.
That's the caveat. I can only heal one person. That's my action. As
Pretty
my
good spell, though.
bonus action. Yeah. I can't make an attack as a bonus action.
Alright.
You are.
I do not have the racial feat for that yet. That's one of the special racial feats that I found for that I can do the bonus action grapple. Otherwise, I have to spend an action too.
No
So
worries.
I'm out.
Alright. Mr. Teardor. So you want to throw
I'm
another Velociraptor?
Yeah, because this one's in between
Something!
us two.
I mean, at least you're throwing them out of your opportunities and stuff.
I'm throwing them away from everyone as best I can.
Hit the one between me and the cat.
I think
Oh,
this time you
sure.
won't have any disadvantage, because I'm assuming if you pick it up, you're not counting it as a grappled
Correct.
enemy. Or as even though Raw's stupid.
Anyway,
I
Yeah.
don't play Raw.
Yeah,
So,
this is
strength?
weird.
athletics.
Athletics.
To
Yes.
grapple it first.
That one.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Still get a roll.
You can
Again, I say deserved.
Oh, fuck you, Mike.
So
You left me to the wolves.
So, Mr.
You're fine.
The raptors.
Oh no, it specifically says weapon attack. Never mind. Alright, so yeah, that's it for it successfully dodges away from you.
Okay.
And to be fair, White, he never actually said he was playing tank. He did say he was playing range boy.
Oh, I know. But the big fucker with armor just goes, oh, the bard can take care of himself. Yee.
White's just being salty.
Yes, I am. I am at 9
Fair.
HP out of 24. I
You
am
know-
fucked.
Where's
Why
White?
didn't you grow wings
8
like the rest
HP,
of
but
us?
I have less health than you.
Anyway, children. Matt, are you doing anything else on your turn?
I don't get double attacks yet, so
No, not yet.
no. I wait
Soon
for that
enough.
day. Wait, what is this? One sec. A dash action's a full action, isn't it? It's not a bonus.
Yes. Unless
Okay.
you're a rogue or a goblin.
Got it. Darn. In that case, I guess I'll just end my turn.
What's your gore, by the way? Because I forget.
What's my what?
You have an ability
Gore.
called Gore.
Yeah, my gore.
Yeah, what does it say specifically?
It says immediately after you use the dash action on your turn to move at least 20 feet, you can make one melee attack with your horns as a bonus action.
Ah. Got it.
Let's see. Zephyr. Okay, yeah. Yep, so, alright, then that is your turn, unless you wanted to move.
I think that's my turn.
Alright. Fair enough. This raptor will move up and claw and bite. A 19 and a 23 to hit.
Yeah, they both hit.
Alright, so...
It has advantage.
You
Hey,
take
Leatherbag! Look here! Roll again for the 19th. Okay, no.
Alrighty, it misses with an 11, so you take 3 points of piercing damage as it bites on your arm, Mr.
The owl.
Theodore.
The owl gets the advantage. Gets the advantage.
Okay. Also, please roll a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Constitution.
Yeah, you save.
50.
You do not have bless for some fucking reason.
Yeah, why is Bless on? That's kind of funny.
Wait, what? Bless is on? What the fuck?
Yeah, it rolled a Bless.
What?
Yeah, for some
Why?
Blessed.
I don't know how to turn that off. If it's
Because
There's a
on.
bless
little
you.
button.
It's a toggle,
It's a
and I
toggle.
turned it off for you.
Okay, thank you.
That was funny.
So a 12.
Bless
12
thee.
is still enough, because he only needs to roll a 10.
That's funny.
Teardor, roll a d100 for me as this raptor tries to claw you.
Da-da-na-na-na-na-na. What the fuck is with the
Everyone.
Would you like to make an attack of opportunity?
Yeah, I will.
Alrighty.
Spear.
Hey, now you're getting into the
20 will hit.
spirit.
Shut up. For more
Can I
reasons
retract
than
my
one.
advantage?
That is a...
Which one was it? This one or this one?
It is this one.
At least he's
Oh.
finally getting to the point.
We
Thank
lost
you for
the raptor.
pointing that out.
And yet all I'm hearing right now is, it's getting to the point where I don't want anymore. And you can all suck my balls! With that, and anyone who can name that TV show gets a point of inspiration. The Velociraptor is going to attack Azorlin. And if none of you can name it before the end of the session, you all get demerits.
I'll take a demerit on that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know.
Azorlin, a 23 and a 19.
Yeah, those both hit.
Alright, so one of them, I'm going to use the reaction on the cat. Which takes the hit instead.
Okay. So in that case, Cat takes 6 points of piercing damage.
Which is now 3. Got it.
3? Yeah. Cat gets rage. I forget that.
Yeah, cat gets rage.
And Zorlin takes 5 points of slashing. Altera, you're up.
Okay, so I'm going to just fly over the 5 feet, and as I dive in, I'm going to stab at this
No,
fucking thing.
I will say you have advantage on your next attack, so you will get sneak attack on any of the raptors.
Oh, I know. So we're going to do that, the advantage, and 21 to hit.
Hits.
None of us will probably know that show, Brent, by the way.
It's called Ugly Americans, and you should all feel bad about yourselves.
I mean, some of us have better taste
Yeah,
in
I watch
media.
porn.
That's none of you. None of you have better taste in media than me.
I just haven't gotten around to watching it yet, so.
I don't even know what show it is.
It's called Ugly Americans.
Oh yeah, I've seen Ugly Americans, but it's been like forever because they don't air it anymore, and you can only see like tiny.
And it was
clips of
kinda
on
bad.
Comedy Central.
Oh, anyway, that's it for my turn.
Anyway,
Anyway, anything else for your turn?
No, that's it.
It was bad. Whatever.
Think the raptor.
Meredith, you're up.
Alrighty. Let's see how much movement I can get. So if I go one.
I'm a backup, and I'm a fucking charge.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Is there a way I can do this here? So that's 1,
Technically.
2, 3, 4.
You can move 25
5,
feet back
6,
and just charge
7.
20.
Well, I also take an opportunity attack because I'm lowered right now, so I'm just planning. So yeah, I'm actually fine. So what I'm going to do is the cat is going to take. I'm going to use my bonus action to give the cat a attack against the raptor.
Okay,
We're going to start there.
do it.
Maybe the cat will hit this then.
It
Yay!
does.
Nice.
And Raptor no longer has a head. Didn't
Plus
matter.
rage damage. Or no, it doesn't get rage damage, I think.
It did. Well, even still, it didn't matter. It had 1 hit point.
It's good for me to know. Yeah, I thought it was low. Okay, now I can use my movement. So
No,
I'm
it
gonna
does
go
not get range
1,
damage.
2. Yeah, it's the other one that does. 3.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4. So yes, I can do the charge because I have to be 4 in a row. I think that 4 times diagonal would work, right? Too.
Yeah.
Technically, yes.
It just says a straight line. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I just want to be clear. All right. So here we go. 4.
For cat
And
and
thank you.
coin.
Yep. Good thing I use reckless attacks,
Yeah, I was
huh?
gonna say you always reckless charges, or at least that is what you have told me when we designed this character.
Yep. It is always a reckless charge unless I say otherwise.
Yep. So 20, not 20 hits.
Yep. that
It's
is a
fucking
crit.
dead.
And I got the piercer feat, so this is going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
cut this damn thing in half.
It
With a lance.
skewered.
No, with a lance you just punch your straight through it and just keep going, and it just falls in half around your lance.
Victory to me! Victory to the lance, and victory to the cat.
And with that, all is quiet on the battlefield.
I'm going to gather up the 2 arrows I shot.
Easy done. And the battlefield is littered with these creatures that none of you have ever seen. Well, yeah, no, none of you have ever seen before. Altera, you know of them. You've never seen one yourself because of your reasons.
I'm going to look at the velociraptor that's on the fucking lance. Can you cook it now?
I don't see why not. It is lizard. The cat just kind of goes and starts batting at it at the end of the lance.
And
We're cooking.
You cook it. Roll survival check to see how well you cook it.
Survival,
Because
can I add my cook's proficiency?
Actually, I was gonna say roll cooking utensils and.
So, I actually looked this up the other day. If you can use a skill with your tools, like in this case, survival cooking, it gives you advantage. I actually looked that up on D&D Beyond the other day.
Well, there you go. So roll with advantage.
Just because it's an unknown reptile, I'm going to inspire and guide this.
All right.
And apparently it adds both modifiers too, if I'm rereading it right. But we'll just cook's utensils.
So
what?
It's cook's utensils querying wisdom because survival is
Sure.
a wisdom based skill.
Yep, we can do that. And
Oh,
Just
nice.
roll that d6 and d4 and get the fucking max.
Yeah, just go ahead and roll them. Just because White really wants you to. D6, D4, roll it.
Can I roll an alchemist tools check to see if there's anything alchemically useful
Oh my
on
god.
these
For your-
raptors?
yeah, roll alchemy supplies plus int.
I guess I'll
It's
help
the-
with the skinning.
It's the best Velociraptor souffle you ever had.
Ah! Sorry.
Holy fuck.
Jesus Christ. Not in combat though, just in the.
Yeah.
Yep. Roll a survival check for skinning, Mr. Matt.
19.
So, you cook these things up perfectly, flawlessly. It is the most delicious thing you've ever had. Tastes like fucking chicken. Azorlin,
Yeah.
some of these teeth, the teeth and their feathers have some alchemical properties, as do most teeth and feathers of most creatures.
Yeah.
You would be able to. You actually know that you could actually use a feather from the top of this thing's head as a spellcasting focus or a material component rather for anything that would require a feather.
Alright.
And this is not for any spell that doesn't require a specific type of feather,
Yeah.
because there are one or two spells that just say a feather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tyrador, you managed to collect. Oh, I threw 10 of those roughly at you. So yeah, you're able to collect 10 Velociraptor hides.
How many teeth and feathers do I get?
You're able to get 10 to 15 teeth and about 6-7 feathers. The collective pelts all weigh about 5 pounds in total.
So, as we're cooking, I'm assuming, despite the injuries, we're in a pretty jolly mood.
I mean,
I would
I
think
have a
so.
quick
But she's
question.
got a medical kit too.
Yeah, I have something for that too, actually.
Yeah.
yes, Azorlin, your question.
Let me send it over. Can I use the... We said, can you use this twice on a long rest?
Oh. Yes, you can.
Because 2 hours of that long rest is assumed to be light activity, not sleeping.
Correct.
So I'm gonna use basically 2 free uses to cure wounds on people who are injured, myself being one of them.
Alrighty. So yeah, you heal yourself up a bit more.
I heal 10. Anybody who else got really fucked up? I think it was Mason.
Whitehill.
Technically Whitehill.
White and I
you
both got
spell-
pretty damaged.
Yeah, we
but
got
I got the one heal from you, so.
I got a
I
spell
missed
for
that
white.
one double opportunity attack.
I'm at 9.
Yeah, I'll heal White because the bird still concerns me.
The bird concerns me. We'll put
Oh,
that
There,
on
you
the
get
sheet.
10 health back, White.
Thank you.
Go around and... In Celestial, I say something. For everyone, anybody who speaks that.
Another 8 for white.
Why do I feel this is you succumbing to peer pressure?
No, I have fucking cure wounds. You got injured.
Because you're being salty, that's why. Because you're being salty. By the way, for those of you watching at home and who can hear this, victorious fanfare.
Not pure
I just look at fucking
Oh,
Tyrador.
you're supposed to leave the bad jokes to me.
I'm sorry, I had to do.
Well, you shall not wake up with makeup today.
Aw, I never got to do that. Meredith looks all disappointed in the subject. And the
So-
cat just kind of bumps her, and you see her
Do you-
just...
Do
Oh.
you wish for makeup?
I've never been beautiful before. And the cat, like, you just see him, like, stare at her, and then just one giant paw knocks her into the ground. And
cracks fingers.
And the cat
Honey, we are gonna work.
And the cat drops, like, 2 more giant pieces of lizard there, and is just, like, staring at her until she eats it all.
But with that...
Calm cat.
or really surly dad cat.
Yeah, surly dad cat.
Either way. With that, those of you who need to finish sleeping, which is most of you, get to finish sleeping. Those of you who do not sleep, don't. But that is where we are going to end today's session, as you guys are by the river.
Lost, being attacked by raptors. Good for session.
We're having a great time.
What are you talking about? We are not lost in a new land. We are literally fine dining in a new exotic location. That is entirely
fine dining in an exotic location. I like your...
I like the delusional optimism.
I mean, local wildlife gets a little snippy, but that's about it.
Considering the cooking check and everything.
Sky skid?
Yes, considering the cooking check.
Considering the cooking and Matt's survival check, how much extra meat would he have been able to flay off to make some lizard jerky?
Probably another 6 days worth.
This bird likes lizard jerky. This concerns me.
This bird likes eating its ancestors.
Hey, I just want to know how many
birds
rations we can
birds, yo. Look at Pelican.
I just want to be able to add rations to the pack for later.
How many leather pelts was I able to get?
6.
You get 6 extra days worth of rations.
Oh, Eric, you mean the trash cans of the steed?
Okay.
Yeah.
See, you get it.
So, with that, you all start to rest as your first foray into the Wildlands comes to an end. So, with that, I want to thank you all so very much for watching. This is a homebrew world. I am doing homebrew rules and disregarding a lot of rules that don't make sense, especially when it comes to our Meredith the Coward, as mounted rules are fucking stupid and need a lot of TLC.
It's a dumpster fire.
It is hilarious, because, you would see me having to get off my mount, get back on my mount, to literally do the same thing I'm already doing, just with one extra step. I mean, it's dumb. Then we start readying actions with my bonus action, and everything just gets really stupid.
Yeah, so, please keep that in mind, but I do hope you're enjoying, because, it's a fun idea, and we're having a lot of fun with it. I certainly thought this was a great first session.
Agreed.
We'll sort of get to know everyone a little more. We've discovered a lovely, lovely race of slaver birds.
I hate it, every single one of them, but
I was not a fan either, and the cat hated it too.
Hey, I'm just happy that I was able to give a lot of people a sneak peek into the insanity that is the mind of people like Brent and I.
Yeah,
I didn't enjoy any minute of it, hon. I'm sorry.
I don't need other people to know how bad it sucks to be us. I really don't.
Yeah, it really sucked. Just saying. No.
Yeah. But anyway.
I like playing mentally unstable characters lately.
Yeah,
You are mentally unstable.
That's the point.
That's the point.
They gave you a
And
job.
it's not a character,
That's
it's just another personality.
I hope
Again,
that's not his
that's the
personality.
point. Anyway. Moving on. So.
And I'm just fucking chaos. So, you know.
Playing a
So you're
bar
just,
this time.
you're just baffled and amused by everyone. That's
So-
just what you are.
Without further ado.
I've been born for 1.5 years. Of course I fucking am.
I know. Such a
Wow.
baffled and confused baby.
So.
Without further ado,
this game, of course, would not be possible without my fantastic cast of characters here. I introduced them to you in the beginning, but as I always do, I will reintroduce them now. So, first things first, starting in no particular order, mostly because you can watch me pull up their character sheets right now. But in no particular order, we have our Aetherborn Spirit Bard, Mr. Zoros Mayhem, or May for short, played by the infamous Mr. Whitehill.
I do not take it. I do not take it as an insult. It's absolutely fucking chaos, darlings. Let's fucking go.
And with him, we have a Zorlin Gemfang, our Naga musician wizard, played by Mr. Eric.
Cuisine, 10 out of 10. The locals, I hesitate to even give them a 2.
I'd say a -5.
I mean, some of these poor locals are just trying to survive, bro. Like, why you gotta pick on poor slave speaker Riki like that, man?
Oh no, Riki's fine. I'm talking
No,
about the only
Raptors
person who
are also
wasn't.
considered locals.
Yeah, true. The locals.
Fair
yeah,
point.
the Raptors.
They
You're
brought
right.
up the score.
You're right. They deserve a 1 for pelts and meat.
Then, of course, we have the cracked Owlin, Autera, our scout rogue, played by Mr. Masson, or Crowlot, as he is also known.
It's always nice to have more friends to travel with. It gets lonely when you're only talking to one other person.
Fucking Christ, I really didn't
Fuck
this.
this shit, I'm out.
We have Mr.
Well,
Tyrador, our
at least we have
Minotaur
two people.
Hunter Ranger, played by Mr. Matt.
I hope I can pull a John Brown on this civilization some point, and I don't care if that's the end of my death of my character at some point.
I mean, you never
You know-
know.
You know, I'd be all for. Zora's would be all for it in helping you, but if you fuck up, you're on your own.
Wait, you do know who John Brown is, right?
I know.
Okay, good.
I know.
Okay, just making sure.
And
I know.
last,
John.
But if you fuck up, you're on your own.
That's fine.
last but certainly not least, we have the ever lovely Callie Cat playing Meredith the Coward, our former Fey barbarian, spiritual, primal spirit barbarian.
Yeah, they made that way too long. It's like the Way of the Primal Spirit
Primal Spirit,
Barbarian
yeah.
is the full title. Yeah. Well, this was wonderful. I've got to fight with new friends. The cat has gotten to eat. All is going well in this place. Nothing could possibly go wrong.
It developed a vendetta against the bard. Everything goes alright.
And,
Wait, you
God,
two
it
don't
all
like
went
each
wrong.
other?
and
Cat.
I
Apologize.
and I am the king of the wilds for this campaign, your doctor for your surgeries here, Dr. John Wolfen.